we started our session with the basics of cloud computing, where we had discussed about cloud computing, the basics of cloud computing. We discussed about virtualization. We discussed about the hypervisor. We discussed about different types of service models, right? And we discussed more things about the cloud computing. And we started with one practical, that was creating a virtual machine, right? So when we had started this particular practical on virtual machine, we had asked you to provide your Outlook email IDs for the cloud subscription, right? And exclusively for cloud subscription, we need Outlook email IDs. I had seen some of the faculty members have given their college email ID, or they have given some other domain email ID, Gmail, or their college email ID, or live.com, any other thing. So I would request all those participants that we would not be able to accept the other domain email IDs for the cloud subscription. I request all of you, you might have the sheet, or if you do not have the sheet for the cloud subscription, Halvin, can you share that sheet in the chat? So Halvin will share the sheet in the chat right now. And those faculty members who have still not received the subscription for the cloud, I request all of you to please write down your cloud Outlook domain email ID. We need the domain ID, particularly like this, username @outlook.com, and we will give you the subscription, right? We will give you the subscription. So the first practical that we conducted yesterday was we created a VM with Windows, right? We created a VM with Windows. After our VM was deployed, I had told you that how we can deploy a website, how we can deploy a website. So with the help of, if you know, with the help of IIS, which is Internet Information Service, we deployed one web page that was a general web page that is deployed on the portal. And that after that, I had also asked you, or had also briefed you, how you can create your own web page and you can host that web page on that particular virtual machine, right? So we did this practical yesterday. We are left with one more virtual machine. That is, the second virtual machine is VM with Linux. VM with Linux, right? So we would be creating one virtual machine. Just a second. So we would be starting with one more virtual machine, which is Linux virtual machine, right? And we will be initiating one more web page to be deployed on this virtual machine. Yesterday, I had briefed you about what is a virtual machine, what is host machine, what is guest machine, how many types of virtual machines are there. So we discussed there are two types of virtual machines. First is process VM and second is service VM. Right, so these two types of virtual machines we had seen yesterday, right? Process VM and service VM. So process VM is that virtual machine that is in your system for a shorter duration of time, that you have used it, and after your work is completed, you have removed it. So for example, the virtual machine that we created yesterday, our virtual machine with Windows, that was a process VM. So that virtual machine we created for our practice purpose. After our work is done, we deleted that virtual machine, right? Second is service VM. Service VM means the virtual machine that is residing in my host machine. So currently, if you can see, I am using my Windows virtual machine. I am using my Windows machine, which is my host machine. And with the help of hypervisor, that hypervisor is known as our Oracle VirtualBox. So there is a hypervisor known as Oracle VirtualBox. With the help of that hypervisor, I have created one virtual machine in my host machine, and that virtual machine is Linux, right? So that service VM is still running in my system. I'm still using this that virtual machine. So that virtual machine is known as service VM, right? So this is the difference between the two virtual machines. First is process VM and second is service VM, right? We created one process VM yesterday. We will be creating one new process VM today, that is VM with Linux, right? So we would be starting directly with the practical. So I had told you that I briefed you one thing, which is resource group, right? So we started with the session that there would be one resource group, but resource group can be thought of as a folder, right? Where all the resources are stored. So similarly, if you see in your C drive, in your D drive, there is some folder and there are multiple files stored in that particular folder, right? So folder can be thought of as a resource group and the files can be thought of as a resources. So these resources are residing in one folder which is known as resource group. So yesterday, if you remember, we created one resource group and the name of the resource group was FTP_day1. So today also we would be creating one resource group. I will create this resource group for all of us and I would request all of you, all the faculty members, to use this resource group only. Do not create any other resource group. Yesterday I saw there were multiple resource groups present with FTP_2, day2, FTP, day2, all these things, right? So I am creating one resource group, FTP_day2. This is the resource group, right? And we would be using me, you, all of us would be using FTP_day2 resource group, right? I am creating it. Once the validation is passed, done. So here you can see I have created one resource group, FTP_day2, that this resource group is created, right? So now we would be moving with our practical, that is we would be creating virtual machine with Linux. So I told you, if you are new onto the Azure portal, right? If you're new onto the Azure portal, maybe you are not getting these options here. Maybe you are not getting these options here. So what you can do here is the search bar on the top, right? You can click on the search bar and you can search for virtual machines. You can search for virtual machines, right? Automatically, if you write 2-3 words, it will come virtual machines. Click on it, virtual machines. And here you can see there are 2 Windows virtual machines already running. Some faculty member has created this virtual machine, but these virtual machines are Windows. As you can see, the operating system. So I guess they are practicing or they have created this virtual machines few minutes back, right? We would be creating one virtual machine with a Linux. So I told you yesterday that in order to create any resource group on the portal, there is a button given to us, create button. We click on this create button and I request all the participants to parallelly doing the practical with me. I am going very slowly, right? I'm going very slowly. Please do the practical with me because it would be very difficult if I am deploying the things, right? My virtual machine is deployed and you will ask me, sir, how do we create a virtual machine? It would be very difficult for me to go back and repeat the steps again. So I will go very slowly, just doing the things parallelly with me, right? So we would be creating the virtual machines. To create a virtual machine, there is a plus sign given to us. When you click on this, a drop down will appear that says Azure Virtual Machines. We click on this Azure Virtual Machine, right? When we click on this Azure Virtual Machine, we would get another page that says create a virtual machine, right? Create a virtual machine and it will ask you some basic details about your virtual machine. That what would be the name of your virtual machine, right? What would be the subscription? What would be the resource group? You want to create this resource under which resource group? That all the information it would be asking with you. So here I have written subscription. The name of the subscription is Advinet. Resource group, you all know, we would not be creating any new resource group. Instead, we would be clicking on this drop down and I have created one resource group which is FTP_2. I would be using it, right? Then scroll down, it would ask the name of my virtual machine. So if you remember yesterday we had given our name Windows. Today you can give our name Linux. Our name Linux. right? So this will be the name of your virtual machine. Reason I'm selecting US East. You can also select US East, otherwise you can also select some other region as well. So yesterday we had a discussion on that as well, that there are some limited resources available to a particular region, right? If the resource group are if the resources are utilized, suppose there are 50 resources available to a particular region and first 50 faculty members have utilized those resources, then 51st faculty would be required to change the region, right? Because he will not be able to utilize the resource in this region, right? That is we discussed yesterday. So I would be keeping US East. I request all the participants to please be on mute. We would be selecting US East. Availability options. So here the availability options are given to you. There are availability zone, virtual machine scale set. Yesterday some of the faculty members selected this virtual machine scale set as well. Please don't do this, right? There are some virtual machine sets present on the region, but we discussed it yesterday as well, that we are developing these virtual machines just for our practical purpose. We will not be going to do any computation, any analysis or any other thing. So we do not want to have my virtual machine of some added features. So I do not want any infrastructure redundancy. Just keep it no infrastructure redundancy required. In availability option, no infrastructure redundancy required. I do not want my virtual machine to have several options. Security type, I need to have the basic security level, that is a standard, that can be accessible easily, right? That can be accessible easily. Second, image. So yesterday when we created this Windows virtual machine, we selected Windows 10 Pro. Today we are creating a Linux or Ubuntu virtual machine. So if this option is not available to you here, you all know what to do. You need to click on this see all images, click on this see all images, click on this see all images, and there would be a image Ubuntu server 22.04 LTS. Ubuntu server 22.0, right? So what you need to do, you need to select it, Ubuntu server 22.0 LTS 64 Gen 2 or Gen 1, you can select any. I am selecting Gen 2. Done till now? If you've done till now, we would move forward. Then it would ask for the VM architecture. So VM architecture, if it is, it should be by default 64. If you want to create or access this virtual machine using the mobile phone, then we can use ARM64, but we do not use it. We would be keeping it for x64 only. Then it would be asking for the size. So size we all discussed yesterday as well. We would be selecting the B1S size for this as well, because I had seen yesterday, we all have seen yesterday, that as you would be increasing the number of CPUs, as you will be increasing the RAM, you will be increasing the memory, the cost would be increased. And we all have seen that we do not require the virtual machine to be created with that much higher configuration, right? So we would be creating the virtual machine with a simple 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB of memory. That is B1S. So that B1S will also be visible to you for Ubuntu virtual machine as well. The cost of this B1S is 596 rupees per month. Please make sure all of you are using this B1S. Please do not select any other size of the virtual machine. B1S. Once this is selected, right? So B1S is selected. Then it would ask for the authentication type. So yesterday for our virtual machine, we had given username and password. So instead of using SSH public key, we would be clicking on password, right? We would be giving it simple username and password. So you can write username, any username of your choice. You can give any username of your choice. You can give any password of your choice. Right? Any username of your choice, any password of your choice. Please do the practical along with me. Do not move forward. Right, once this is done, username is done, password is done, confirm password is done, then it will ask you for the select inbound ports. So you remember there is a difference between accessing the virtual machine for Windows and Linux. You remember we accessed the virtual machine yesterday for Windows with the help of
excuse me.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is showing that it is not showing 576. It's showing the in B1 756 like that.
No issues, ma'am. You
Amount.
can select it. You can select it. If it is
Okay.
showing 756, you can select it.
Okay, and after that SSH public key authentication type.
Authentication type must be password.
Password. Okay.
Yes, you can give one username of your choice. You can give one password of your choice.
Okay.
Okay, so we move forward. So now we need to select the inbound ports. So yesterday, if you remember, when we were creating this virtual machine with Windows, we access that virtual machine with the help of a protocol that the protocol is known as remote desktop protocol. So remote desktop protocol is a user interface protocol that helps us to access the virtual machine, right? But the Linux virtual machine does not have a UI, right? So we access it with the help of SSH. We would not be accessing it with the help of RDP, right? So what is SSH? If you know what is SSH, SSH is secure shell, or you can say it's a secure socket shell. It's a network protocol. Basically, it's a network protocol that give users, or we can say administrators, a secure way to access a computer over a network, right? So what you want to do, you want to access this virtual machine in a secure way, right? So we will be using SSH, and the port number for SSH is 22, right? And along with this, I would also request you to take HTTP as well, right? The port number for HTTP is 80. So SSH would be there by default, and we have selected one more protocol, which is HTTP, because we would be accessing the web page.
Sir,
So for
little bit
accessing,
slow, sir. We are doing practicals.
little bit slow.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going slowly, ma'am.
And public inbound ports, it will be allow selected ports.
It will be allow selected ports, and you will be getting SSH by default. Just add
Okay.
HTTP as well.
Okay, yes.
I hope all of you have done till now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just check the entries. I request. Yes, someone is speaking.
I have one doubt. Sir, there is a network fluctuation. Sir, availability option, what should I select? Availability of zone or virtual machine space?
Ma'am, in availability option, I'm just repeating the steps again for everyone. You need to select the subscription. The subscription is AdminNet. Resource group is FDP_day2. Virtual machine name, you can give any name to your virtual machine. You need to select a region. I have selected US East. You can select any region. You can select US East. You can select any region: South India, Central India, Australia, Sweden, France, Europe, any region you want. You can select here. Then in availability option, you can select no infrastructure redundancy required. I do not want my virtual machine to be created with multiple features. So select no infrastructure redundancy required. Next, in security type, select standard. Select standard. In image, you need to select Ubuntu Server 22.0 LTS 64 Gen 2. If this is not visible to you here, there is an option see all images. You can click on this see all images, and here you can select Ubuntu Server. You will get Ubuntu Server here. Select the Gen 2 one. Right, it is there. Scroll down for VM architecture, select 64 x64. Then size must be B1S. I repeat again, size must be B1S for everyone. If the cost is 5, because cost would vary depending upon the region. So US East is the region which is the most reasonable region. If you select Australia, if you select France, if you select Sweden, they are more costly reasons. Although you will be using B1S, but suppose the cost of B1S in Delhi is 1 rupee and in Mumbai is 2 rupees. It is just like this, right? So in US East, it is 596 rupees B1S. In Australia, in Sweden, it may be 700 rupees, 800 rupees, 650 rupees, like this. But B1S, you need to select B1S. Scroll down, authentication type. Authentication type may you need to choose password. You can give the username of your choice, you can give the password of your choice, you can confirm the password, and in public inbound ports you can select allow selected ports, right? So SSH would be by default here with port number 22, and you need to click on drop down and select HTTP with port number 80. Once this is done, no need to go to any other tab. Disk networking not required. Just click on review plus create. Click on review plus create and check the cost as well. Check the cost. Once your validation is passed, check the cost. It must be around 1 rupee. So in my case, the cost is 0.81 rupees. 0.81 rupees. Right. It might be in your case. So suppose one ma'am was saying the cost is 756, something like this. So in her case, the cost might be 1 rupee. Right. But it must be ranging around 1 rupee. Right. And click on create. So your deployment will be starting in few minutes. I request all the participants, those whose deployment is complete, please share your screenshot in the chat. Please share your screenshot in the chat once your deployment is complete. There is a conflict. My deployment is failed. Just a second, I just create another. I hope it is deployed for the faculty. Let me just create another one. There might be an error.
Sir, it is showing validation failed.
The deployment failed.
Sir, in my case, the deployment has done successfully.
So successfully completed
So
deployment.
what should we change
It
if
is
the
showing
deployment was
validation
failed?
failed.
After changing the region, mine created, sir. Mine is done.
You need to change the reason.
Deployment has been completed.
Great, ma'am, great.
Focus on that.
if your deployment is complete, we would be using one more software. So there is a software PuTTY, PUTTY, right? PUTTY. So I had told you in the beginning that we would not be accessing this particular virtual machine with the help of remote desktop protocol. We would be using this with the help of SSH, and for accessing the SSH, we would be requiring a PuTTY, right? So PuTTY is basically an open source terminal that helps you to access the Linux virtual machine, right? I request all of you to please download PuTTY. So what you can do, I am just giving you a demo until my deployment is getting completed. You can open a new tab in your web browser and you can start writing download PuTTY. It's a small software, very small software, 1.6 MB length. So you can write download PuTTY, download PUTTY, and click enter. Right, there is a first option, download PuTTY, a free SSH and Telnet client for Windows. Click on it and you will get this button, download PuTTY. Select this PuTTY and select download this 64-bit cross M86. 64-bit 86-bit. Download this PuTTY. Once it is downloaded, please install this PuTTY in your system. In my case, the PuTTY is already installed, so I will not be installing it again. But in your case, you need to install it.
Sir, it's
Install
not
it.
showing download PuTTY 64.0. That's not showing. Download PuTTY when we are doing, it's showing download PuTTY, a free SSH and Telnet client for Windows. Download PuTTY latest release 0.80, download PuTTY 0.79, etc. What we have to do?
Ma'am,
Sir, do we need to change the path?
I have
Which
given
path?
only
Or
download
installing
PuTTY in my browser.
Ma'am, you need to click on download PuTTY, and this PuTTY 64-bit 86 must be visible to you with 0.80 installer.
That is not showing.
So we have to
0.80
download
installer.
PuTTY for Linux or for Windows.
Sir, do we need to change set the path? Or
Change the
installing
color?
PuTTY?
No, ma'am, no, not required.
Okay, just
So we
next.
have to download PuTTY for
It's a
Windows
simple
or for
software. Just download
Linux.
PuTTY, and install it.
Sir, can't we do it
Sir?
using native SSH without using?
Sir, we have to download the PuTTY for Microsoft, for Windows or for Linux here.
For Windows,
Okay, okay.
So if it is downloaded and installed, you will open it, PuTTY. It's a small window kind of a thing like this will be appearing here.
Sir, once we have done it, we cannot edit or change the region or what? In a
No, sir. Once it is deployed, you cannot make any changes then.
No. It is failed. Deployment is failed. So I wanted to make the changes in the region. It is not taking.
So try to change some other region because that particular region might be occupied.
No, that's what it's not giving me the drop down itself to change the region.
So create another virtual machine.
Okay.
Sir, can't
I
we
hope
do it
PuTTY.
using native
Sir, after
SSH except using
what
PuTTY?
are we supposed to do, sir? After installing
Ma'am,
PuTTY?
PuTTY
Excuse
is
me,
done.
sir? Yes, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm going for it, ma'am.
Okay,
So I
okay.
request all the participants, please help me confirming, is PuTTY done? PuTTY is downloaded and it is installed. Yes.
Yes, sir. Downloaded as well as installed.
Great. And your
Yes, sir,
virtual machine is
downloaded and
also
installed.
deployed.
Not
The virtual
deployed,
machine
sir.
is also
Not
completed.
Still working on that, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll wait for 2 minutes. I'll wait for 2 minutes. I'll wait for all
Sir,
the
my
faculty
question
members.
is, sir, my question is, when you create the virtual machine, is it automatically start? Does it start automatically, or we need to start it manually?
Sir, we need to start it. This is just, we have created a virtual machine on Azure portal. We need to start it. So
Okay,
yesterday, if you
thank
remember, we started our Windows virtual machine with the help of RDP protocol.
All right, sir. Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have a small question. When I
Yes.
open PuTTY now,
I didn't.
it is asking me to generate key. Is it required to generate key?
No, not required.
So should I cancel that window?
Yes.
The God will
Sir,
simply
can you
install
once
the
again
SSH instead
tell
of
how to
putty.
install putty?
Essentials.
I request participants to please be on mute. I'm repeating the steps for downloading the putty. What you need to do, go to your web browser, any web browser, and write down download putty. Download putty, PUTTY, enter, and click on this first link, www.putty.org. Download putty, a free SSH and Telnet client for Windows. Click on it. When you click on it, it will give you an option download putty with a blue colored content written here, text written here. Just click on it. When you click on this, it will give you one MSI Windows installer, and you need to download this 64-bit 86 installer for putty. The first one. 64-bit 86 installer for putty. If you click on this particular installer, it will automatically be downloaded. Once it is downloaded, please install. It's a small software. Once it is installed, what you can do, you can open putty like this. Just write down putty in the search bar and open. This is the putty configuration. This is the putty. We need this window only. So I want two things to be ready at your end. First thing is your Linux virtual machine must be deployed. First thing. And second thing is this putty software must be installed and open like this.
Sir, once again, please explain. Like after installing, what are we supposed to do? I mean, where from are you getting this putty configuration? Just one.
Ma'am, you have installed?
Yes, sir.
Go to your search bar in the system.
Okay.
And write putty.
Okay.
So you will get putty app. Just open it. So I hope the Linux virtual machine is ready. It is deployed and the putty is also downloaded. What you can do on the overview page, it will show you the details of your virtual machine. What is the resource group? What is the location? What is the subscription name? All these things. There is an option public IP address. There is an option public IP address. Here it is. So just copy this IP. When you hover on this IP address, it will show you the copy icon, and you can click on copy to clipboard. It will be copied. Just copy this IP address.
Please, sir, go slowly, sir.
Ma'am, I'm repeating the steps 2 times.
Yes, sir. Because this is new to us, sir. So
we are not able to
yes, we are not able to, I mean, cope up with your pace. So go slowly.
Sir, when we are writing putty search bar, after that what to do?
Ma'am, after this, what you need to do, you need to go to your Linux virtual machine. Go to your Linux virtual machine.
Putty on Windows 10 Pro, putty on 11 Pro. It's not showing Linux.
Ma'am, is your deployment completed?
Yes.
So have you clicked on go to resource?
No.
Click on go to resource.
Sir, where it is available, sir? Go to resource.
Ma'am, on the deployment page, if your deployment is completed, you will get you will get a blue colored button on the deployment page. Go to resource. Go to resource.
Done, but till now it's showing putty on Windows. It's not showing putty on Linux.
Ma'am, putty would be installed in your local system, the host machine that you are using. Putty will not be installed on the Linux. Putty will be installed in the local machine that you are using. So this is my local virtual machine. Ma'am, this is my local virtual machine. In my local virtual machine, see, this is my local virtual machine. This is my downloads folder. In my downloads folder, I have downloaded putty. So I have just downloaded it. I have not installed it because it is already installed in my system. So once you have downloaded it, once you have installed it, what you can do, you can go to your search bar, this search bar in your local window, in your host machine. Just go to your search bar and write down putty. and you will open this putty. There is a difference. Putty will be installed in your local system. Putty will be installed in your host machine, not on your guest machine. Right? So I hope the two things are ready. First is you are in the overview page of your Linux virtual machine, which is this one, and you are in your you have opened this putty. If these two things are ready, what I would request you to do is copy this public IP address. Copy this public IP address. So for in my case, my public IP address for this Linux virtual machine is 20.70.202.193. This is for my case. It might be different or it will be different in your case. Right? Copy this public IP address, open the putty, copy this public IP address, open the putty, and in putty configuration there is a option given to you, host name or IP address. Host name or IP address. You need to paste your IP address here. So I have copied my IP address from my Azure portal, from my Linux virtual machine 20.70.202.193, and I have copied my IP address in putty. I hope you have also put it. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Once this is done, you need
Sir, I
to
am
click
not
on.
getting my public address. Actually, this putty configuration, this screen is not coming.
So my validation is failed.
Putty Windows 10 Pro, that was in local machine. After that, create. I have to click create.
No, ma'am, you are not required to click create. Just open putty. You might be opening separate software. And if the deployment, for those whose deployment is not completed,
No, the
you can.
deployment has been completed.
So mine is not completed. Could you help me out?
So, ma'am, it might be a network error, or what you can do, you can start creating your virtual machine again. Because if your deployment is not completed, it might be an error due to the internet, or you might have made a mistake in the details that you have provided. Please start creating a new virtual machine.
It is showing the details
one
like monitoring advanced, but it's in the upwards it is written validation failed. Click here to view details. Information
So, if your validation is failed, please start creating a new virtual machine. So in my case also, my validation was failed due to some reason. So I created
Sir,
one
it
new
may
virtual
be
machine.
due to password length, sir. Mine also failed 2 times because of length of password. I have given less than 12. If I give 12 and more than 12, it will okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am, that I
Now it is
also discussed yesterday when we were creating the Windows virtual machine. I told you that the password we would be giving to these virtual machine, the password must be a combination of small letter, capital letters, number, special characters, and must be a minimum length of 12. It must be a minimum length of 12.
2 times mine failed for that reason only, sir. Now I have got that.
Great, ma'am. So we move forward. So if you have copied your IP address from here and if you have pasted it in the putty, you need to click on this open. Click on this open, and as soon as you click on this open, you will get this putty security alert. Please accept this alert. And once you accept this alert, your putty will be started. So you can see I am into my virtual machine, that is 20.70.202.193, and it will ask for me login. So it is same like this. When you create or when you open your Windows virtual machine, when you open your laptop, it asks you for the password. You might have password which is a security purpose, which you have put for the security purpose, so that no one else can access your laptop, right? You must be having a username, you must be having a password. So similarly, it will ask for a username and a password. So if you remember the username, so for in my case, I put the username as admin123. That was my username. And if you enter it, it will ask for the password. So for your reference, please listen to me very carefully. Write down your password. Password will not be visible here, but it would be there. It would be there, but you will not be able to see it. For example, I am giving my password. I've entered my complete password, but you will not.
Excuse me, sir. My terminal is coming blank. Like after accepting, terminal is coming blank. Only with a green cursor that is blinking. Only this much.
It is not showing
Yes.
login as.
No.
Ma'am, close the putty and open it again with the IP address.
Okay, sir.
Sir, could you please tell me what I have to choose in image? It should be Ubuntu server 20.04 or 22.04?
22.04.
It should be 22. Okay.
Sir.
So if you have given the password, if you have given the username, it will log into your machine, and you can see by this. If you have successfully logged in, it will give you your username. My username was admin123, and the name of my Linux machine was Shashank Linux 1234. So if you are getting this, it means you have successfully started your virtual machine. You are now into your virtual machine.
Shashank sir, I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it similar to MySQL when we connect it with the server? Because we have to mention root as well in that, and it's saying the same process.
It's a kind of similar thing, ma'am, when we connect server with the MySQL.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, excuse me, sir. After giving the user ID, what am I supposed to do? Because it is not prompting for the password. Do I need to press enter?
Ma'am, you need to check. There are two options. First is SSH and second is password. Select password.
No. Sir, I'm saying like after accepting, like this terminal is coming, this black terminal is coming. Now I have been prompted to enter my login as. So I've given the user ID I have given.
Okay.
Yes. Then it is not prompting for the password. Do I need to press enter? Then it will be prompting for the password.
Password will not be visible to you, but it is written. If you've written your password, it is there, but you will not be able to see it. If you have entered your password.
It is not prompting for the password. It is not prompting me for the password.
you have to press enter, ma'am, then only to.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, thank you, sir.
So once this is done, I request participants, please mute yourself. Yes. So once you are into your virtual machine, Alvin, can you mute? Yeah.
Yes, I'm keep muting.
So if you are into your virtual machine, you can get an idea by having this username and the name of your virtual machine. It means you are into your virtual machine. Let's perform 2-3 operations on virtual machine, some commands on Linux. So there is one command for ls. Ls is list. If you want to see how many directories are there, we have a command list. And if you want to create a directory, there is a command mkdir. I have created one folder. And if you click on again ls, if you give in, you will be giving Shashank. Right. There are multiple commands in Linux that you can perform. I will not go through all the commands, but if you have created
Joshi. Yeah, 1 second, Shashank. Joshi sir, I think you are in a noisy background. please check your environment before unmuting.
Yes. So I was saying there are multiple commands which are available in Linux. I will not go through all the commands. I have given you some demo. If you want to list down the directories, we have a command ls. If you want to create a folder, if you want to create a directory, we have a command mkdir with the name, with the folder name.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Let me finish this, ma'am.
Just a minute, sir. Like this login will be with for the local machine. I mean the host machine. This login details that I need to give here.
It will be for your guest machine, ma'am.
Okay, so that means with the one that I have created virtual machine, with that login ID I need to enter here. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So we have created this Linux virtual machine and we have put it some commands as well. Now we would be hosting one web page, right? So there is a web page already created, just like we created one Windows virtual machine yesterday when we initiated or enabled the feature for Internet Information Services. I'd show you that there was one default web page, one default web page was appeared. So here similarly, we would be using some commands, right? Because as you know, there will be no interface. We would be using only the commands. So with the help of commands, there are 4 or 5 commands that I will going to write it out here. And with the help of those commands, we would be initiating one web page, right? So the command goes like this. You need to enable the super user first. You need to enable the super user first. So to enable the super user, ma'am, just let me finish this, ma'am, first. Then I'll take the queries. Yeah. So first command is sudo su. I would request those who are on this page, those who are doing parallelly the things with me, please repeat the write down the commands parallelly with me. So first is sudo su. It means you have enabled the super user, right? Your super user is enabled. Second command is apt get update. apt-get update means you are updating all the functionalities, all the features. apt-get update. Click on enter. apt-get update. Right. I will also put these commands in the chat box for all the users. So first command I have written is sudo su. Second command I have written apt-get update.
So what is the function of sudo su?
Ma'am, sudo su will enable your super user, the root user of the Linux.
Okay, sir.
Now next command is, you have updated, next command is apt-get install Apache 2. Install Apache 2. So there is a web page created for Apache 2. We would be installing that web page onto your Linux virtual machine. Write down the command apt-get install Apache 2. apt-get install Apache 2. Click enter. It will ask you, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. We need to wait until this is completely done. Right. So this is done. I am again back onto my cursor. Now next command is, we have successfully installed Apache 2.
We are still processing it. Just wait.
Sir, it's coming yes or no, whether we have to click yes?
Yes, yes. So we have done 3 commands. We have enabled the super user. We have updated the functionalities. We have installed Apache 2. Right? I hope this is done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
Okay, sir.
Now
Okay,
next
we
step
got it.
is the Apache 2 that you have installed. You need to start that Apache 2. Right? So the command to start that Apache 2 is you need to write service, the service that you want to start. The name of the service is Apache 2. The name of the service is, write down service that I want to start service. Where it is. The name of the service is Apache 2 space and write start. Service Apache 2 start. Service Apache 2 start. Click enter. I hope this is done. This command is done.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
everyone.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Next command is we need to check the status of this service, whether it is actually running or not. We have started it, but how to identify whether it is started or not? So the next command is write down service Apache 2 service Apache 2 status status service Apache 2 status and click enter. If it is running, you must be getting this green colored text which is saying active running. It means you have successfully installed Apache 2 on your Linux virtual machine.
Okay.
Yes, it is coming for all. Yes,
sir.
it is active for all.
Yes. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Can we move forward? Yes. Shall we move forward?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you remember what we did yesterday we host one web page on our on our Windows virtual machine, and we opened that web page on my local system, if you remember it. Right? We created one web page, we host that web page on my Windows virtual machine, and I opened that web page on my local system in my local browser. So similar thing I will going to do it, that I have installed my Apache 2 page on my Linux virtual machine. But now what I will be doing, I will open that web page which I have installed on my Linux virtual machine on my Windows local host. Right? Copy this public IP address again. Copy the public IP address of your Linux virtual machine again. Copy this. Open a new tab in your web browser and paste your IP address and click on enter. You will get your Apache page here. Are you getting it, everyone?
Yes, sir. Getting.
That's cool. Done?
Yeah, got it.
So this was the practical that for Linux machine that we created one Linux virtual. I'm just reminding the things what we did. First we created I request all of you to please be on mute. I'm just repeating the steps. So what we did, first we created a Linux virtual machine on Azure portal. All right, it is deployed, all things are done. Then to access that Linux virtual machine, we have downloaded one software which is PuTTY, which works on SSH. We copied the public IP address of my Linux virtual machine And with the help of Putty software, I opened that Linux virtual machine, right? I entered my username, I entered my password, and I am logged in into my virtual machine, right? Now I perform some commands. Depends upon you. There are multiple commands available for Linux: ls, echo, cmdir. You can rename, you can sort, you can put the calendar. There are multiple commands. Now our next target is that we have created a virtual machine. Now I want to host a web page, right? So what we did, we enabled the super user, we installed the Apache 2 web page, we checked the we started it, we checked the status as well. After it is successfully running, after it is successfully running, now I want to check whether it is there or not. So I have copied the URL and I have tested it on my host machine. On my host machine, I have pasted the IP address in my local web browser. It is running. This is done. This is done.
Sir, from where you got this IP address, which you have pasted in URL?
Sir, on this overview page, this is my overview page of my virtual machine, the Linux virtual machine that I have created. And here on the right hand side, there is an option public IP address. You can get your public IP address from here.
So same IP address which we use for the virtual machine, which we used in the virtual machine.
IP address would remain the same, sir. IP address would be same, would remain the same for your virtual machine.
Okay.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, why do we need to use Putty if we can use the native SSH? That would be more simple to use.
Sir, we can use it, but we are making this experiment run with Putty. Just enabling or briefing one more software. So I hope this is done. Shall we move on to our next experiment?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
And thank you.
So we have done 2 experiments till now. We have created VM window. We have created VM Linux. Right. Our next experiment is we would be creating storage account. We would be creating a storage account and we would be accessing it. Right. We would be accessing it. The data that we would be storing in this storage account, we will understand how do we access that storage account. Now, what is the benefit of having this storage account on the Azure portal? Why do we create a storage account? So as the name suggests, this storage account is used to store the things. Right? And it basically works on blob storage. Can anyone tell me what is a blob storage? What is a blob storage?
Binary large object.
For a very large image type data for storing.
Image type data. Or any other thing. Okay. So blob storage refers to binary large object. Binary large object
storage.
In which
We store unstructured data.
We can store large amount of massive data. Large amount of data that is unstructured. So if you remember, there are 2 types of data. First type of data is structured data, that is defined with some with some rules, right? And there is unstructured data. Unstructured data can be your videos. Unstructured data can be text. Unstructured data can be images. Unstructured data can be your audio, right? So these type of data that are not defined with a particular model, those type of data is known as unstructured data, right? And it can be anything, any data you want to store. So if you have seen Facebook, if you have seen Insta, right? If you have seen YouTube, so on these particular platforms, the data is available into multiple categories, right? We have the data in the textual information. We post our thoughts, we post our images, we post the videos, we go live on Facebook, we go live on Insta, right? We upload the videos, right? We upload the information which is in audio format, right? So these storage accounts, so whenever, so suppose Facebook, Insta, YouTube, these all are using cloud services to host their particular objects, and they are using these storage accounts in order to store their data. So if you open any website, the image, the video, the audio, the textual information that is available on that particular website, right? They are using cloud. They are using storage account to store that image, to store that video, to store that textual information, right? And whenever we create any web page, because see, website would be created with the help of a web page, right? If there is a website, there are multiple web pages, right? And suppose I'm just giving a demo. This is my Paint. This is my storage account, right? This is my cloud. This is my storage account. Here I have one image. Here I have one image, right? I am creating a website. I have written the code in HTML, CSS, right? I have written the code. Now I want this particular image to be displayed on the website, and that particular image is stored in storage account which is on cloud, right? So what I'll be doing, I will be using the link of that image, and I will put that link into my coding, into my HTML page. So whenever I will load this particular website, it will identify the link is derived from this particular storage account from cloud, and this image will be loaded on the website, right? So whatever information, whatever data we are storing in this storage account, we use to get a link of that, a URL kind of a thing, right? And that particular URL we put in HTML page, and whenever we load that HTML page, whenever we load that website, it identifies the URL from the cloud, and the image gets loaded. So this is the benefit of having this storage account on the cloud, and this is how the things are getting stored with the help of a blob storage, which is a large binary object. The data is unstructured data. When we store the unstructured data in blob storage, right, that data can be in any form, right? And generally in storage account we use the containers. So containers can be, so suppose you can understand like this. I'm going back again to Paint. So containers can be thought like this. This is your hard drive. This is the D drive. I've created one D drive, right? So this D drive will act as a storage account. This D drive will act as a storage account. And in your D drive, you have multiple folders. You create multiple folders in your drives. You have your folders. Maybe you have one folder as academic. You have one folder as training. You have one folder as family, right? So in any drive, you can create multiple folders, right? So in terms of cloud computing, these folders are known as containers. These folders are known as containers, right? So in one storage account, we can have multiple containers, and within those containers, we store the binary large objects, right? We store the binary large objects. So the hierarchy is, first we have storage account, then we have containers, and then we have data. I hope this is clear, right? So we would be coming on to our Azure portal. I will again go very slowly, and we would do one practical. I am sharing one sheet with all of you in the chat. I request all of you to please download that sheet. It's a simple sheet. We will be using that sheet. I hope I can. I'm not getting an option to. I'm not getting an option to make an attachment. No issues. We will be creating one sheet. No issues. So I hope my screen is visible to you all again, and we would be doing the practical for the storage account. So go to the search bar. Go to the search bar. Go to the search bar and write down storage account. Write down storage accounts. This is a storage account. Open this storage account. Currently, you can see there are no storage account to display. There are no storage accounts, right? There are no storage accounts. What you can do, you can click on this create button. So with the help of this button, you would be able to create a storage account. Click on it. Click on it. You need to provide the basic details to your storage account, the same basic details that we were giving to this virtual machine, right? So click on, give the subscription name EduNet, give the resource group name, the resource, see there is one more resource group created, FDP Day 2. Please do not create it. Our main resource group is this one, FDP _ Day 2. FDP _ Day 2. Right? Select this resource group, FDP _ Day 2. FDP _ Day 2. Give the account name. So for example, my account name is Shashank Storage. You can give any name of your choice. Give any name of your choice. Give any name of your choice. Select the reason. Any reason you can select. Performance should be standard. We do not want to create a high performance storage account. Just a standard storage account would work. And the redundancy. So here are 3-4 terms that we need to understand. Locally redundant, geo redundant, zone redundant, and geo zone redundant. So if you do not want your if you do not want that multiple copies to be created for this storage account, select locally redundant. If you want that multiple copies to be created for this storage account, you can select geo redundant. Right? Zone wise, if you want it, you can select zone redundant. So suppose you want to have your copies in 2-3 zones, east US 2, east US 3, then you can select zone redundant, right? And geo zone redundant, with the help of geographical location, you can give the zones. So we have been doing this for the practical purpose, and I do not want multiple copies to be created for this storage account. So I will only use locally redundant storage. Just select locally redundant, everyone. Select locally redundant. Right, select locally redundant. Select locally redundant. See, now when we are creating a storage account, there are two ways, right? There are two ways a link would be created, and that link can be accessed by anyone. If I share that URL, that link would be accessed by anyone, right? This is the first thing. Second thing is, if you want to make your storage account to be safe, right, so that no one else apart from you should be using it. So there is that phenomena as well. There are two things. So I will let you know both the things. Okay. So what you can do, if you have provided the subscription name, if you have provided the resource group name, if you have provided the account name, performance should be standard, your redundancy should be locally redundant. Go to this networking tab. Go to this networking tab. Go to this networking tab, and under networking routing, for routing preference, select internet routing. Select internet routing.
After review, clicking on review.
Ma'am, from if you
locally
have given
redundant storage, then we have to click review.
No,
or
no,
next
no.
advance.
No. If you have selected locally redundant, just
Yes.
click on networking.
Oh, right side, basics er pore. After basics.
Yeah, after basic, click on networking.
Okay.
And in network routing, for routing preference, select internet routing.
And network access?
Keep it as it is.
Okay.
Done.
Done.
Click on review. Once your validation is passed, click on create. We'll wait for the deployment.
So what type of redundancy we have to choose for the deployment?
Locally redundant.
Is it compulsory always?
It's not compulsory. It depends what type of service you want to. If you want to have multiple copies of the resource that you are creating, then you can select geo redundant. But for now, we do not want multiple copies. We can select locally redundant so that it will have only one copy. So if you can see, my deployment is completed. Right. I hope your deployment is also completed. I'll wait one more minute for all of you to come to get this deployment completed. We'll wait one more minute so that all the faculty are on same page. Okay. Once your deployment is completed, you can click on go to resource. Click on this button, go to resource, and you will enter into your storage account. Right? You will enter into your storage account. This is successfully created. Now I have told you that within storage account, we store the data in containers. Containers are like folders, right? So on the left hand side here, on the left hand side, there is an option of containers here in data storage. Data storage, there is a field containers. Click on this containers. Just a second. Okay, so I was saying that the data we store in containers. So on the left hand side, you will get this field containers. Click on this containers, right? And we need to create a container. We need to create a folder, right? So in order to create a folder, in order to create a container, there is a button plus container. Plus container. Click on this plus container. Just a second. Click on this container and give a container name as input. Give a container name input. And create. Once this is created, so here you can see input container is created, right? Input container is created. Click on this input container, go into this input container, go into this input container, and now we need to add some file, right? We need to add some file here because currently you can see the container is completely empty. So add one file, any image showing here.
Sir, जो public network access है, we have to select enabled from all networks there in the after deployment in networking.
Public enable to all.
Enable from all networks. We have to select that. Public network
Yes.
access. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. It's getting multiple requests, too many requests.
For the multiple requests while browsing.
Are you also getting this too many requests?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there any other way through which we can upload the blob?
No. This is the only way.
Do we need to give different names to the
Just a second,
container?
I check.
I have successfully uploaded the image.
After entering in input container, what we have to click, sir? To upload file.
So after giving the name for new container, what we should select?
Okay, so it was showing an error because multiple requests were going through, but now it is working, I guess. So if you want to upload it, just click on upload, browse for any file, and you can give any file, right, and upload it. Click on upload. You can see the file is uploaded, right? You can see the file is uploaded. So I have created a storage account. I have created a container, and within container I have uploaded one file, and you can see this file is there. the PNG file, right? Now, what you need to do to access this particular file, right? Because this file is currently in a private mode, right? This file is currently in a private mode. If you want to access it, it will not be accessible. So see, if you click on these three dots, and if you go to properties, this is the URL for this particular file. If you copy this URL and open this URL, it will give you an error. Why it is giving you an error? Because currently the file that you have uploaded, it is in private access. No one can access. So you remember I was saying that two types of containers can be created. Two types of files we can upload in containers. One that is directly accessible with the help of URL, and the second one is there is some limitations. Limitations are put for the file so that no one other than the user can access it, right? So this is the same thing, that no one other than the user can access this currently, right? So we need to give them some policies. We need to define some policies in order to access this file, right? So what we need to do on left hand side, there is an option access policy. On left hand side, if you are into your container, right, go to your container. On the left hand side there is a button access policy. Click on this access policy. Click on this access policy, and you need to add one policy. Add a policy. Click on add policy. Click on add policy and give any name, any identifier name, right? You are giving a name to the policy. So for example, I am giving the name to the policy FDP. This is the name for my policy, FDP, right? And
one second. When I click on the access policy, I got two options. One is stored access policy, other is immutable blob storage.
Ma'am, you will get this add policy button.
But there are two add policy buttons. One's with respect to stored access policy, and there is something called as immutable blob storage.
Stored access policies.
Okay.
So give a name to your identifier. I have given it FDP, and you need to give the permissions, right? Permissions. So I'm giving read permission, I'm giving add permission, I'm giving create permission, I'm giving write permission. These are the four permissions that I'm giving: read, add, create, write.
What is this identifier?
Ma'am, identifier is the name of your policy. The policy that you are creating, that this is the policy for accessing my file. The name of that policy. And you will be giving the permissions: read, add, create, write. So four permissions I have given. Then there is some start time and end time as well. So currently we will not be giving it, but you can also give it start time and end time, that at this particular time this image or this particular service we can access, and we can access it till that time. So it will be a window, start time and end time. But currently we would not be giving any start time and end time. We have just given identifier and we have given the permissions. That's it. Click on OK. So on the right hand side you will say successfully added the policy, right? Once this policy is added, click on this save button. Once this policy is added, click on this save button. You need to save the policy. Done.
Yes, sir.
Great. So I hope as soon as you have saved this policy, you will get this access policy available here. So we have created the policy FDP, and it has access. The permissions are read, add, create, write. The permissions name are also there. right? Now go again to overview. Go to overview. Click on overview. So once you click this overview, you are now again back into your container where you have uploaded the file, right? All of you are here, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Click on these three dots. Right hand side, there are three dots. Click on these three dots and click on generate SAS. Click on generate SAS. SAS is secure access shell, or you will be generating a token here, right? This token will be working as a secure object, right? That only you know, and you can access this file with the help of a token, right? Click on generate SAS. Click on generate SAS. There is a button, or there is a field here, stored access policy. If you can see stored access policy, currently it is none. So you can click on drop down and it will show the policy that you have created. So for example, I created FDP policy. Just select this policy. Stored access policy. In generate SAS, click on stored access policy. Select the policy that you have created, FDP. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and click on this button, generate SAS token and URL. Click on this. Done.
Yeah, done.
So here two things are generated. First thing is the SAS token. First thing is SAS token.
It will be HTTP only.
Yes, ma'am. It will be HTTP only. Now two things will be generated. First is blob SAS token and second is blob SAS URL. Now if you closely look into this URL, it has two things, right? It has basically it has three things, right? So if you select from here to here, before this question mark, this particular thing, right? This is the address of the image. So here is my storage account. First, Shashank storage 123 with blob. This is the extension of my storage account. The extension of storage account is blob.co.windows.net. This is the extension of my storage account. Then we have input container. This is the name of the container. And then we have a screenshot, this thing, the name of my file, right? And we have another thing here is question mark. This question mark is known as delimiter. Delimiter means which is segregating both URL and token, right? And after this, it's a complete URL. Sorry, it's a complete token. The token that is visible here, it is token here. The same thing, right? Copy this URL, copy to clipboard, click on copy to clipboard, and now go back to or open another tab and paste this URL. Your image would be
Excuse me, sir. Just which one to copy? Which part?
You need to copy this URL, blob SAS URL completely from here. Entire. Yeah.
Sir, I got actually disconnected for a while. How do I get this screen? That properties to select. Yeah, this screen. How do I get it?
Ma'am, you have created the access policy.
Yeah, policy created. Then I got disconnected. That my system got stopped.
Okay. So, ma'am, you need to click after your policy is created. You need to go to your overview. You must be in your container. Yeah, this is the container.
Overview. I had to go.
Yeah.
I have created the access policy. That
Done.
is a policy I have added.
Okay.
Then
And
I
you
have
have
to
saved
click
it
on
also. You have saved it also.
It is displaying on the. Okay, I have to save it.
If it is saved, it must be displayed here. Here.
1 minute, I'll check. Yeah, I have saved it now.
Okay, ma'am, go to overview.
Okay.
I'm repeating the steps again. Those who are left, go to overview. You are into your input container. Your file will be visible here.
Yes.
Click on these 3 dots. Click on these 3 dots. Click on generate SAS. Generate SAS. Now this window will be appearing here. In this window, there is an option stored access policy. Stored access policy. Stored access policy. You need to select the policy that you have created. You have created one policy. Yes. So in stored access policy, select FDP, the policy that you had created. Scroll down, and keep it by default. All the things would be by default. Just generate the SAS token and URL. So if you click on this generate SAS token and URL, 2 things will be generated. First is blob SAS token and second is blob SAS URL.
So we need to select only our policy, right? Nothing else to change.
Nothing else. You need to just select the policy. Nothing. All the things will be by default as it is.
Okay.
Then scroll down and generate the token.
Yes, yes.
So if you have generated a token, copy this blob URL. You can copy this blob URL from here. Copy to clipboard. The below one.
Yes.
Copy.
Yes.
And open a new tab and paste it in the browser. This is it. So this is the particular URL that you can put into your web page. When you are creating HTML web page, or you are coding, or you are writing a code, what you can do, if you want to put this image onto your website, this is the particular URL that you need to put into your web page.
Achha, sir, I just want to tell you, like, instead of uploading an image, I have uploaded a PPT file, right? So it is getting downloaded. Then I can work the same thing.
It will be downloaded. The file will be downloaded. If you upload Excel file, CSV file,
any text file,
any text file, it will be downloaded in your system.
Sir, actually, after generating SAS, till now I have successfully implemented all the steps. After I access the URL, it shows me error signature did not match. Or server failed to authenticate the request.
Ma'am, have you created the policy?
Yes, sir, I've created the policy.
And did you save the policy?
Yes, I've saved the policy. I can see the policy in the stored access policies as well.
Okay, and the policy is visible to you here in this generate SAS.
Yes, it is visible. I have selected that as well.
Okay, and you have
Can I just share my screen for a minute, please?
Ma'am, we will take this thing in the Ask Me Anything session, the query session that we have after the FTP.
Okay.
Or just wait.
Yeah, same thing. Like you can see the screenshot somebody has posted. That same thing.
Just a second.
Yeah.
I am making you the presenter, ma'am. Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
You can check.
Shashank, sorry to interrupt. Now time is 11:20.
Ma'am, Bhanu ma'am, I have given you the access for presenting.
Sir, I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah, I've shared my screen already. Just see if you're able to see.
Okay, ma'am, go to the cloud.
Yeah, I'm at the cloud. Okay, so these are my containers. Actually, previously I was not able to input. I was not able to upload an input, but in both the containers I have input. This is my container. This is the image that I have uploaded in my container. And if we see the access policy, I already have the access policy name FDP1,
Click on
has a
overview.
read write. Sorry?
Click on overview.
I am going on overview.
Click on those 3 dots.
Here?
Yes. Click on generate SAS. Click on generate
One
SAS. Ma'am, do it now. Yeah. Generate SAS. Yes.
Oh, I got it. I got the mistake. Let's see now.
No, ma'am. Wait. Yeah. Ma'am, okay. Generate SAS. Now copy the URL.
Yeah, I was doing it for container, not for the proper
You were doing
image.
it. Yes, you were doing it for the containers, not for the
Yeah.
file.
Thank you, sir. Got it. Thank you so much.
Sir, can you just explain what is this blobs SAS token and?
Ma'am, it's a secure token that you have generated for your file.
Okay.
Secure access token, secure access shell token,
Okay,
so that you only have the authority to access this file.
So if I share this link with anybody else, they will also can be able to see, right?
Check it. You can share this URL in the chat if we are able to see it.
Okay, I'll just share that link.
Yes, ma'am, they can share it. Token in the sense just for authentication. Yeah.
No, I shared my image link.
Have you shared your image link in the chat?
Yeah, I shared it just now in the link, that one, in the chat box.
No, ma'am, it is not accessible to us.
It is not accessible to anybody else, sir. Okay, for me also, if I click the link, it is not opening.
I think there is issue with the link you shared, ma'am.
Let me check. Okay.
Okay, there is one more.
I will share once again. Let me check.
Yes, Mahima, ma'am, it is accessible. It should be accessible.
No, I shared it just now.
We are not able to access.
No.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Actually, what I am sharing, that I am only not able to access from this link.
Yes, ma'am. We will check it in the doubt clearing session, ma'am. Now it's time is 11:25. We should give a break.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Halvin, we have time. I can complete that URL wala thing also.
Okay, no issue.
Okay, so faculty members, we were discussing that we have 2 ways to access the file. First is with the security and second is with the direct URL. Right? We are not required to create any policy for that. So just giving you a brief overview of that as well. Come to your dashboard. Come to your dashboard. Create another storage account. Click on create. Select the resource group, which is faculty _ day 2. We will be moving a little fast because it will be a similar steps. Just one step would be changed. So subscription is given, resource group is given. Give storage account name. So I am giving it Shashank Storage 987, for example. Shashank Storage 987. US East, I'll keep it same. Performance, I will keep standard. Redundancy, I will keep locally redundant. Right? These are the details that we have given initially. Now you need to click on this next advanced. Click on this advanced button.
Sir, please repeat the step. So fast we are not catching.
Ma'am, the same steps that we had
Yes,
performed
yes,
last time.
same. I understand, but we are new. That's why please, sir. Actually, all the screen are open, so your tab, we cannot see the steps which you are doing. And now I am in previous container, input container. Then from where I have to go do?
Ma'am, you need to come to your home again. To your dashboard again.
Okay. After that, create a resource.
No, create another account, storage account. Create another storage account.
Okay.
Yes, create another storage account.
In that, what we have to select, sir?
Ma'am, I'm just
create storage account.
Create another storage account. Yes, create it. Give the subscription name, give the resource group name, give the name to your storage account as well, the region, the performance should be standard, and the redundancy should be locally redundant.
Redundancy should be
locally
redundant storage.
G. Yes.
Then
Yes.
then review to.
No. Just stop it here.
Okay.
Just give all the details to your storage account and stop. Okay, shall we move forward, everyone?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Now you need to click on this next advanced button. Next advanced. Click on this next advanced button. Click on this next advanced button. Now you are in advanced tab. If you can see on the top, you were in basics tab. Now currently you are in advanced tab. In advanced tab, there is an option within security, allow enabling anonymous access on individual containers. Now we are allowing anonymous access on the containers. Right, whatever the container we would be creating, it would be an anonymous access, means anyone can access it. Right, just tick it. Select it. Select it.
REST2 will be selected or not? Require secure transfer and enable storage account key access?
Everything would be as it is. Just we need to select.
Okay.
Yes. Just we need to select allow enabling access on individual containers. Done. Click on networking. Go to networking, the next tab. Go to networking. And the same step in network routing. In network routing, we should select internet routing. Select internet routing. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So once we have selected this internet routing, click on review. Click on review.
Keep the sir, we have to keep minimum TLS version as default.
Ma'am, nothing to change. Just in network routing, select internet routing. That's it.
Okay.
And after this, click on review. Once your validation is passed, click on create. Now it will start deploying your storage account. Wait for this deployment. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Deployment
Done.
is completed. Everyone.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. If your deployment is completed, click on go to resource. Click on go to resource. Click on go to resource. Now the similar structure that my storage account is created, I need to create a container, right? And we all know how do we create a container. To create a container, on the left hand side there is a field containers. Click on this containers.
So please once tell me, after choosing internet routing, what I have to do?
Ma'am, click on review. Click on review.
Yes, I have clicked on that.
Once your validation is passed, click on create.
I have to wait after clicking on review.
Ma'am, on the top there is some process going on. It says, it will say data validation passed, something like this.
There is no action taking place here.
Okay, is your create button enabled?
Yes, it is enabled. So
Okay,
can I click on that?
Yes, click on create. Yes, done. So wait for this storage account to be deployed.
என்னோட பிளேஸ்ல சப்மிட் பண்ணிடுங்க. இன்னும் யார் யார் எழுதுறா AI?
Ma'am, Hema ma'am, please mute yourself.
மொத்தமா சப்மிட் பண்ணிட்டு போணும்னு சொல்லி.
Okay, so we move forward. Once your deployment is passed, we have clicked on go to resource. We have clicked on go to resource, and the same steps we need to follow, that within storage account we need to create a container, right? So click on containers on the left hand side. Click on containers. Add one container here. How do we add a container? We generally add a container plus container. Give a name to your container. Input is the name of my container. And in anonymous access label, you can select drop down and select this last one. I am repeating it again. Plus container. Give the name to your container. The name of the container is input. And in anonymous access label, click on drop down and select container anonymous read access for containers and blobs, right? So this container would be having anonymous access, means anyone can access it. It's an open now. So you remember, you are identifying the difference between the two practicals. Last time it was a private container, right? And we were required to generate a token to access that. But currently we are creating an anonymous container that would be accessible from anyone, right? So input container, click on create. So your container is created here. Done. Your container is created. Go into your container. Go into your container. Go into your container. Upload any file.
Sir, I got it. I got the output.
Great, ma'am.
Sir, it is giving too many requests.
Just refresh the page, ma'am. It will be sorted out. Just a second, I am locating my container where it is.
So why this error comes, this problem is coming, like too many requests?
Ma'am, we are doing simultaneously the practical, that is why.
Okay, because many people are accessing
many
the same.
people. Yeah, yes.
Okay. So maybe if the traffic is less, we may get access immediately, maybe.
to locate my container to create a new one. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, uploaded.
If you have uploaded the file, what you can do, you can click on those three dots. Click on those three dots. Click on those three dots and click on properties. Once you open the properties, there will be a URL. Copy that URL and paste it.
Sir, excuse me, sir. After copying the URL, what am I supposed to do?
Ma'am, you need to copy that URL and you can paste it in the browser. It will be okay.
Okay, now this time we don't need to click on generate SAS, right, sir?
No, that is what we were doing, ma'am. We have created, we have performed 2 practicals.
Okay,
So
understood, sir.
next, if you have uploaded this particular file, click on these three dots, go to properties, click on this URL, copy this URL and copy, paste it. Your file will be visible. So this time we have done it without generating a token or without generating access policy. And if I share this link with all of you, it must be accessible to you as well. I hope you are doing it, everyone.
Yes, sir, we got it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, everyone. So we will be taking now a break of 15 minutes, right? And when we will be coming back, we are going to work with database.
So your link is not opening for me.
No issues, ma'am. It's I guess there is one. Okay.
So can we upload on the image only, or we can upload PPTs and other files also?
Ma'am, we can upload any file. If you have uploaded any textual file, and when you open that URL, that particular textual file will be downloaded in your system.
Sir, if you create this
Okay, so we are taking a break of 15 minutes. I'm starting the timer and we will be joining back after 15 minutes. Have your tea or it's a bio break. Thank you, everyone.
Hi all, welcome back. I can see the attendance is less. So if any of your colleagues have not yet joined, please ping them to join back. So break is over. Shashank, could you confirm that I am audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yeah, thank you all. So first of all, for the starters, I know that a lot of you have doubts regarding whatever we discussed before. So please understand that we'll be discussing those things in the doubt clearing session in the afternoon. Okay, don't worry, we'll address all your queries. And I have given subscription to all those who added their emails in the cloud sheet. If still anybody is there, you can add. We'll work on it and we will be giving you subscription. Okay. So let me share my screen. 1 second. Yeah, since we have to complete a predefined portion, we have to stick to this timeline. Okay, that is why we are going with the next activity. So this is comparatively easy.
So please share the sheet again so I can add my email ID.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll share it. Shashank, could you share that? What that means?
Sir, I was facing some problem in the previous experiment, the experiment number 2 today. It was the creation of virtual machine in Linux. Sir, the problem was that I'm getting new quota request which is not answered now. It is saying unsuccessful.
Yeah, see, every region, any cloud resource, there are some limitation for this quota. I mean, there is a specific number of resources we can retrieve in this one. So that is why sometimes your deployment would get unsuccessful because so many people are using the same region. So what you can do, you can try redeploying with a different region.
With a different region. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes. Mic is not disabled, ma'am. Mamta ma'am, mic is not disabled. Only your cam is disabled because accidentally people were switching it on. So mic is not disabled. Yes, I have shared the cloud sheet again. Okay, so let me go back to what we're discussing. So don't worry, we'll take your queries in the afternoon session. So what we are going to discuss now, today's activity, we are going to create a SQL database. Yes, SQL database.
Sir, you have provided the cloud storage for us. So it will be available for us even after leaving this FTP?
No, ma'am, it won't be available. It will be available only for the first 4 days of the FTP.
Okay. And suppose if I want to work on this thing, I have to buy it?
No, you have. No, you don't have to buy. You can get a 1 year kind of trail account. If you have a credit card, you can use that. There will be limited access. Almost everything will be accessible with that particular account. So you can go create your own subscription if you have a credit card. So it will be free for 1 year with a particular credit amount. Okay, they will credit like $200 into your account. So that much resources you can utilize. Alternatively, you can also try for student subscription. Sure is running a offer for student subscription. So if you have any valid student ID card, for example, you can use your student ID you can use and get a subscription. So the same you can give for your students also. So I will share the link, ma'am. Don't worry, I'll share that link in the WhatsApp group. How to get student subscription from Azure.
And the procedure will be the same. The way we deploy things and added the things.
Yes.
The procedure will be the same. And the portal will be same.
Yes, the user interface, options, whatever we are doing, everything absolutely same. Some resources you may not be able to access. That's it. There are hundreds of resources, right? So based on your subscription, see, just like a Netflix subscription, some subscription we can use in multiple screens, subscription we can use in only mobile screen, like that. Depending on which subscription you belong, which plan you have taken from cloud, Azure, based on that, resources limitations will be there. Absolutely no change in the user interface.
So one query I have.
Sir,
where does all this data actually stores?
Sorry?
Sir, we are storing the data on the cloud. But actually, physically, where all this data is getting stored?
In a data center. See, Azure have
where
data
is it
centers
placed?
now.
Where is it placed? Is it south?
No, that is the region we are choosing now, ma'am. So if you're creating a storage account, which region you have chosen, in that particular region, in a data center, it will be allocated.
Okay.
We cannot pinpoint which data center. We can select the geographical region. That's it.
Okay.
If you just
Sir, I have missed a few bit because I was not here only. I got disconnected. So you
so
just
sorry,
please
ma'am, we are
brief
not.
me.
Yeah, I'm just starting this practical. I haven't discussed anything.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So these data sets are very secure.
Definitely, ma'am. These are giants, right? So they are working on a lot of protocol, firewalls, everything is there. I can say it is secure than your PC. So because they are responsible and accountable for this, so don't worry. So these are the regions.
If some error comes or some virus comes there, then what are the steps taken by the people or the data scientist or the scientist over there? Or
see, I'm not telling it is not hack proof. Okay, there are instances where Amazon Cloud and Azure Cloud and hacked in the previous instances, but most of the time it will be from the human error. You must have set a wrong policy on your resource or made it publicly available because of that. Otherwise, they have recovery options like we have the redundancy, right? Local redundancy, regional redundancy. So if at all, if you have your data is being under attack or something, ransomware, something, there will be multiple copies to retrieve it. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the geographical regions. I hope you must have seen it. If not, you can just Google it for Azure region. So you'll get where all they have data centers. So each continent they have divided into multiple regions, and each region they have different availability zones. Okay, so the regions are divided into availability zone, and each zone they have a particular data centers. So South India, Central India, West India, you can see in there itself, in that particular region itself, there will be multiple infrastructure set up by the Azure. So that is where exactly your data is going to be stored.
Generally, what sort of people work there who are maintaining the data centers?
You have Azure certifications. Yeah. They are like specialized in Azure. Solution architects, database engineers, cloud engineers, and security team, so many other. So if you go on, the Azure are providing you multiple certifications other. If you go on explore it, you can find it. Yes. Okay. I think we are getting little delayed for this one. Yeah. So these queries we can take in the afternoon, not an issue. So I'm sharing a link. Okay. This is a prerequisite for our activity. So download and install it. This is called SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. This is a client software to connect to SQL Server. So just like how we install MySQL, this one, Workbench or something. This is for SQL. Okay, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio software. So we will be creating the SQL database on our cloud. The later we'll be trying to connect it with the help of this particular client software. Just like how we connected our Linux virtual machine using the PuTTY. Okay, so this you can download from Microsoft website. I have shared the link. Okay, please download and install it. Sometimes it may ask you to install this one, .NET framework. Please install that also. Sometimes it may ask you to restart also. Okay, so you can keep it installed. Okay, these links are already provided you through the invitation email only. But if you haven't installed, you can use this time for installation. Yeah. So this activity we are going to create a SQL database. So what is SQL? Can anybody tell me what is SQL?
SQL is structured query language.
Structured query language.
Structured query language.
Yeah, exactly.
It is basically a language to access
So 45 minutes of our.
So it can be used
Non-procedural language.
Store, manipulate, and manage the data.
Exactly.
It can be used to store, manipulate, and manage the data.
Yes, absolutely. So we know that SQL is the technology. Okay, SQL is the language we are using, and there are many databases working on SQL. So Azure, as of now, support SQL Server. Okay, that is from your Microsoft, and MySQL. Okay, then PostgreSQL. Okay, all these are supported in Azure. Okay, Azure have resources for all this. all these are SQL databases. Okay, right? They are using SQL. Then we know that NoSQL databases are there. So Azure do support Cosmos DB and other DBs, which is working on NoSQL. So we are going to explore this SQL. So commonly when we say SQL database, that means MS SQL database. Okay, that is Microsoft SQL database. So we are going to create a MS SQL database. So we know that there will be always a client.
Excuse me,
Yes,
sir. You have asked to download SSMS, right?
Yes, yes.
And then install. Do we need to install?
You
So
have
after, I mean, after downloading, I'm getting that SSMS setup enu.exe. This one only.
That one only, yes.
Okay, okay.
So client is there. Okay, then a server is there, right? So this server is where our database will be situated. So DB will be situated on the server. So we will be using queries. The client will be using queries to access the server. That is the basic idea. All of us know. So how to write SQL queries, DDL, DML commands we know. So whether all the SQL platform have a similar structure of queries with their own some syntax differences. That's it. Okay. So what we are going to do, we'll right away go to our Azure cloud and we are going to create a SQL DB. Okay, when I say SQL DB, that means Microsoft SQL DB. Okay, so we know that is proprietary. Why I'm showing you that has certain advantages, because who owns Azure? Which company owns Azure?
Microsoft.
Yes, yes. So Microsoft is owning Azure platform, and this SQL server is also a Microsoft product. Therefore, they have some extra features which you can apply from the Azure cloud. So by default, Azure cloud have a built-in query editor feature on the MS SQL database. Okay, that means even without having installing any software, directly from the cloud, you can perform database operations only for this MS SQL database. If you're going with MySQL or any other SQL, they don't have that provision. Okay, that is why we are going with this SQL server. Okay, that is for the starters. So let's go and do it. Go to your cloud, portal.cloud. Yeah. Before showing that, I was going through your this one sheets regarding cloud issue. So I saw some people are telling that I got the invitation, I accepted, but I'm not able to see the create this thing because the subscription is not showing. Okay, so for them, I'm telling this. See, there is a switch directory option. Okay, switch directory. Okay, so you will be able to, if you click on that, you will be able to see that directory here. Okay, so you have to make sure you are able to see this. Okay, this is only for those who are not able to access the resources on cloud. Those who have done the practical previously successfully, no need to worry about it. I'm telling those who are were late and accepted invitation now, and even after going to portal.azure.com, if you're not able to see the subscription, okay, you're not able to create any resource, in that case, you can go to this right side profile, okay, switch directory, and you can switch your directory. Okay, so some ma'am was asking, sir, how can I get this subscription myself? So for example, after 4 days,
downloading the software. We have not completed. We are downloading the software. The software downloading yet not been completed.
We are not using it, ma'am.
Okay,
we are not using it. Please see what is happening here. We are not using the software. I just gave it advance so you can download and install and keep. Yeah. So suppose if you have a personal subscription, okay, so you will be see that particular directory here. Okay, so after 4 days, you won't be seeing this EduNet Foundation here because we will be removing you from the subscription. Okay, so that time you won't be able to create resources. Obviously, you don't have a subscription because of that. Okay, so I'm telling you, in case later, if you're conducting practical for your students, that time, if anybody having any difficulty, you can tell them to check this switch directory and make sure they're inside the correct directory. Then only they will be able to see the subscription. Okay, so if I go to my subscription, I can see EduNet. Okay, so this I'm explaining for those who are late. Okay, those who are not able to access the resources. Okay, fine. So any resources, as you know, see there are full all resource option. So you can see that hundreds of resources from here. If you go here, okay, you can see the all services. You can see all the services provided by Azure. Okay, with respect to different domains. Okay, so we are exploring few of them, handpicked services. Okay, so instead of searching here, okay, so you can see databases here. You can see there is a wide variety of databases. So many others. Okay, just like I mentioned, so many are available. So instead of searching and finding here, what you can do, I request all of you to please mute yourself.
Done, Alvin, done.
Thank you. So what you can do, instead of going and exploring this thing, there's a shortcut Azure provided. All this while we are doing that, just search there SQL, okay, database. Or if you simply SQL, if you search only, you'll see here. Under services, you can see SQL databases. Okay, so click on this SQL databases. Search for SQL database, click this. So I bet that you know the screen because this screen is similar for everybody. Okay, all the resources we get the similar screen where we go to create button and create the resource. I can see that somebody has already created. Please wait for the instructions. Okay, when you create your own, you might be choosing that postally plan something, so it will be causing problems. So don't do that. Please stick with the steps we are telling you. Okay, so click on create. So you'll be getting the default screen. Okay, it's the same screen what we always get. This is the configuration screen. So always it will be first basics. Okay. All of you got the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now please note down few things. Okay, important things in the settings. So you can see that EduNet subscription by default it is there. Okay, choose the FTP to resource group. Okay, so there are many default resource groups here. From that, choose the FTP day 2. See, I am again repeating, please do not create any other resource group. Okay, because if you are doing such resource group, what happens? No, some admin side, somebody will see this thing and delete it in real time. So you must be created everything and you must be ready to connect. That point of time, your resource may get deleted. Okay, so then again, you have to start from beginning. So don't take risk. Okay, use the FTP day 2 resource group. This is dedicated for you. Nobody will delete it during the session time. Okay. Now database name. So you can give any name there. Okay, so I'll give Helvin's DB. Okay, so you can give your name plus DB. Okay. Since everybody, all of us are in the same resource group, you must be able to see this server here. Okay, this server is already created before. Okay, this server is created before. So don't go with this one. Create a server for yourself. Okay, create a server for yourself. So click create new here. It's a simple process, I will tell you. Create new here. So basically what I'm doing, I'm creating a MS SQL DB. So if you want to create a database, there has to be a server. Okay, because the client will interact to server and the server will take the data from this DB and it will be sending back to the user.
For downloading the software, it took time.
Ma'am, it's okay, ma'am. Keep it in your background. We are not using the software for now. Once we successfully deploy the resource, then only we'll come back to the software. Till the time you can use it for the downloading.
But sir, downloading is not taking place. It is showing error.
Yes, it's showing error. That's why it took time and so many tabs we are opening. That's why we cannot cope up with your speed.
Please close the tabs, ma'am.
Ma'am, please close the tabs and check your internet as well because SSMS is a large software.
Setup failed. It's
a large software. It will take some time and need a strong bandwidth because you are utilizing your bandwidth in this meeting as well, on cloud as well, and downloading the software as well. So it may take some time.
Before meeting, if you told we could download the software, na? When there was a bio break.
It will be
Otherwise,
downloaded, ma'am, in some time. No issues, ma'am. We can carry on,
yes,
ma'am.
it
We
has
have
been
time.
downloaded. Now we cannot set up it.
No issues, ma'am. We have time. We can download it.
Shashank, if I'm not wrong, we have shared these links in that invitation email, right?
Yes, in the mail we did share those mails.
Yes. Okay, this prerequisite for all the days we have already shared in the email. Okay, but never mind, you can download it and install it. Yeah, can anybody tell me what type of cloud service this one would be? Okay, MS SQL, whatever we're creating now, can anybody tell what type of cloud service it will be?
Infrastructure as a service.
Are you sure, ma'am? Okay.
Platform as service.
Yeah, finally. So we are actually using here it as a platform as a service. Okay, PaaS option. Because when we're creating virtual machines, we were using infrastructure as service, right? So here we are just telling that we need this database. So this configuration, and directly you're able to access the SQL server, and you can directly go and do the queries there. So imagine, I first I'll create a virtual machine, then I will go there and install a SQL server software, then I will get access to it. So it is a long procedure. Instead, directly you can go and deploy a SQL server. Okay, you don't need to worry about that computing resource which is working beneath it. Okay, so this is a platform as a service option. Yeah, I just thought I'll tell it. Yeah. So coming back to the screen. Okay. So from where I got the screen? So I was here. Click server. And zoom here. Server. Create new. Okay. So here, what should be server name? You can use your name or any name in for that case. Okay. So
it would be locally redundant backup storage.
Ma'am, I'll come to that.
Backup storage redundancy locally redundant. Then review and
Sir is coming on that. Still not.
Please wait. So choose different region. Okay, don't use East US for everybody. Okay, if you do that, again, what happened? Deployment will fail. So I'll use a random region here. Okay, I'll use US only, maybe West 3. Okay, so don't use this. Use a different region. All of us should use a different region. Okay, otherwise you get that error. Yeah, quota error. Okay, so use a different region here.
Is not coming. Only HMG SER East US region is coming. Server.
Yeah, correct.
Different region is not coming here.
Ma'am.
Then what will be the workload environment?
Same thing here also. Same thing. Ma'am is telling this server's name is come over there.
See, that's what I'm telling. Don't use this server, ma'am. Please click create new. Please click create new. Then I want you to create your own server. That's what I was telling. Okay, please create your own server. Okay.
My name in the written is over.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes. You can give any name, no problem. Okay, give your name or your name plus server, anything. This is just an identifier, right? It's just for identifying letter. So choose a region. Okay, so we are creating from the create database screen, we are creating the server also. You can initially you can create a server, then you can create the database, not an issue. Okay, you can do like that. This is shortcut. So first we are going to
in authentication, it is showing the value mask not empty, not selected the admin, etc.
Ma'am, please let me explain
authentication method. Authentication method. It's come authentication method. When I have created the server.
So once you choose the location, once you give the server name, you can see the authentication method. Okay, there are Entra only, Microsoft Entra, then SQL and Entra. So you have to go with SQL authentication. So what is Microsoft Entra? If you're working in an organization, you will be getting one authentication credentials for all the services. Okay, so you will be using that. So we are not using that. We are going with SQL authentication. Okay, when we created VM also, we didn't go for the Entra authentication. We went with the normal SSH or RDP authentication. Okay, login details. So like that, you have to use here SQL authentication. Okay, now these credentials what you are giving here, please remember it. Okay, these details you need to log into your server. Please don't tell access denied later. So whatever you're giving here, please remember it. Okay, so I am giving here as server admin login. So any database, you know that there will be admin login. So I'm giving Helvin here. And I'm going to give test at the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because you know that it has to be 12 characters. Okay, minimum of 12 characters. Okay, so now you can see this. So later, once successfully I deployed this SQL server, I will be using this credential to log in.
হ্যাঁ হচ্ছে একটা কিছু বুঝতে পারছি না এখন ইয়ে 3 4 5
উপরে কি দেখাচ্ছে SQL
create
database না
SQL database server
database server হ্যাঁ মিউট করুন
Okay, thank you. Okay, so once we click OK, you will be coming to our initial screen where we had that basic settings, basics. Okay, so what we did, we just given database name. Okay, then I click create new here. We went there, we created a new server. Okay, so we gave the server name, we gave the authentication details. So please note that authentication detail, SQL admin details and password. Okay, till this everybody done?
Yes.
Now what we are going to do, okay, there is an option, want to use elastic pool. By default it is no, keep it no. So what is elastic pool? When we talk about cloud, one of the features are what we call like scalability and elasticity. So elastic pool this is flexible. Okay, it is instead of one server, okay, it is going to give you a group of server. So if it will going to make this allocation from a pool of servers. Okay, so it is a costly affair. Okay, so don't choose it. Yes, for now. That is for high demanding configuration. Okay, where you have a huge demand environment and all, will be going with that elastic pool. So any of this option. Okay, if you're not sure what is the option for, you can see this eye icon. Okay, information. Okay, so you can see here it is giving you multiple databases. Okay, it's a group of databases. So on demand, it will be making it available. But again, it is going to charge extra for if you use this option. Okay, any option, if you go to this I button, info button, it will tell you that what it is for. Okay, so keep it no. Then you can see workload. Okay, workload, you have development and production. Okay, so we will going with development. Okay, so development and production don't have much difference. If you have worked in IT industry, you know that first we will have a development server, then we'll push it to production server. That is how it works. Ma'am, please mute yourself. So yeah, so now the most important option, compute plus storage. Okay, so this is very important. What you should choose here. Okay, compute plus storage. So for our this database, what kind of computing you should allow in the background? Okay, I told you, even though it is a platform as a service, you can have an option to configure how your database should work. Okay, so if you click on this configure database, okay, by default you must have got this provisioned. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah. So by default it will be provisioned. So don't choose provisioned. Okay, go with serverless architecture. Go with serverless architecture. It is very important. I want all of you to choose this. Why I am telling, if you click this one, you can see the billing here. Look at the bill for provisioned. It is 30K. Okay, 30,000 Indian rupee. Okay, so serverless means you can see cost is coming down. Okay, to 300. So what is a serverless? Serverless means okay, there is no server. No, not like that. Serverless infrastructure mean on-demand allocation, on-demand server. Okay, so provision mean we are fixing. Okay, I am fixing that this many core, this many things has to be allocated all the time. Okay, so that means you are requesting it fully available all the time. Okay, we not need it. When we need it, only when we use it. Okay, if you want to increase the size, it should be auto scale. You don't need to be adamant that I need to have this many resources all the time, which is going to be a costly affair. So don't go with provision, go with serverless. Okay, serverless. So compute plus storage, choose serverless. Okay, so you can see that there are few options. You don't have to change anything. Basically, it is giving you option to configure how many should be allocated, the limit for allocation. So keep it the default. Don't change anything. Okay, just apply. So configure database, compute plus storage, configure database. Please choose serverless. Okay, add it here. It's very important. Choose serverless. Okay, provision mean it whatever the core, whatever the computer resource, it will be available throughout for you, full time. Therefore, it is dedicated for you. That because of that, you have to pay a lot of money. Okay, serverless means it is on demand. Okay, when you use it, that time it will be made available. Okay, when your usage increases, it will be auto scaled. Okay, so this is a budget friendly option. So please go with serverless option. Okay. Yeah, now we come to storage redundancy. Locally, SON, geo. So what is the meaning of the redundancy in this context? Okay, not in database context. I'm asking for Azure context. What is your understanding about redundancy?
That multiple copies.
Having
Exactly.
backup.
Yes, absolutely. So backups, multiple copies. Okay, redundancy, commonly in database terminology, we say like duplication. But here it is a good feature, right? We already must have discussed yesterday also. So where you should need to make a backups of your database. Okay, so you have local, zone, and geo. So I told you there are different geographical locations of Azure data centers, which is divided into zones. Okay, so we'll go with locally because we are doing it like an experiment. Okay, just to learn it. Okay, so when you're doing it in a proper production environment, in a company, you must be going with zone redundancy or geo redundancy. Again, this is a cost factor. Okay, this is going to be affecting your billing. So make sure it is local redundant storage. Okay, so these are in the basic settings. If you're clear with these things, then I'll go to the next part.
Sir, I can get only two options. One is that locally and one is geo, but I'm not getting zone.
Are you in the same this one resource group? Yeah, what happens? No, yeah, sometimes on redundancy you or geo you may not get. It depends on your region. For example, US regions have all these options. Okay, if you use some other region, it may not have this on backup option.
I use Canada region, sir. So
yeah.
Sir, there is a question. Would you like to make this database zone redundant? So we have to choose yes or no.
Where you are getting this question, ma'am?
In the configure, sir.
Here, this configure database.
Yes, where we have chosen.
Can you please repeat the section?
Yes,
we have to choose
Can
yes?
you please show us the section where you have selected serverless?
Here, sir. I'll show it again. So serverless, we are choosing here. Okay. Compute storage, configure database. Okay, just change only this. It will be provisioned. You can just change it. Serverless. That's it.
Sir, we cannot get to the configure portion. Where we will get to configure?
See, ma'am, if you have chosen the database name, if you have done your server, okay, if you come down, you can see after Elastic Pool, after workload environment, you can see compute plus storage. So here you can see configure database, this one. Got it, ma'am? Okay. So that's
service tier.
Configure, what will be the configuration?
Serverless. Compute tier is serverless.
Yeah, serverless. And do I need to change anything maximum peak over?
No, don't change anything. Just apply. You can, what you can do, you can go and explore this option. Just understand what it is. Don't need to use it. Okay. What you basically have here, the maximum number of cores to be allocated. I told you serverless mean on demand. So we are telling the maximum limit. Okay. So those things you can configure, but as of now, don't change anything.
So when we are creating a new server, so we have to use both SQL and Microsoft Entra authentication?
No, only SQL authentication.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. So somebody was asking me to tell what all we have done till now. So I'll tell you, see, main things, okay, not all the options, main things I'll tell. We created a server, okay. In that server, use SQL authentication, just like ma'am asked. Okay, these are confusion points. I'm just writing it down. You create a server, okay, create server, use it. Create new option, then create a server from there. Okay. I think it would be better like this. Yeah, from server, create new, and there you have to use SQL authentication. I'm just telling just the important steps. Okay. Then compute storage, you have to choose serverless. This is also important. Then redundancy, I think you already know. Redundancy, you have to choose local. Local. Okay, these are the things under the basic settings. Important things under the basic settings. Basic tab. We have some more things to configure. I'll go to that. So I just want to make sure all of you are with me. The workload is development. Elastic pool is no. Okay. That I hope there is no confusion in that. Still, I'll write down workload development. See, workload development and production, there is no much difference. You get some additional options. That's it. For example, the backup and all, there will be some differences. Okay, till this clear for all? Shall I go?
Yes.
Yes. So next important change you have to make is under networking. Okay, so networking tab is next tab. So under networking tab, we have to make some modification. Okay, I'll do one thing. Just keep it here. For that, if anybody is think my
Sir, after that we need to go for next networking, right? Not the review plus create.
No, networking we have to change. Ma'am, one thing, I think my PC just got stuck. Excuse me for a moment. I think my are you able to see my screen?
No.
Yeah, actually blank. Yeah, I think my
visible
Teams
has
just
been, but
Blank desktop is visible only.
Blank desktop.
Yeah, actually my Teams just crashed, I think. So I'll just try to restart it. My PC is not responding. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah,
Sir,
one
sir,
second,
so,
1 second.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, I'm resharing. Just confirm whether you are able to see.
Yes, Alvin.
Thank you. So just go to networking. Okay. So in networking, we have to change this connectivity method to public endpoint. So what do you mean by public endpoint? If you are creating a database, it must be accessible from anywhere. Okay, that is the meaning of public endpoint. So okay, if I give public endpoint, can anybody access this? Absolutely no. For that reason, we are given the authentication, right? So public endpoint means anybody can try to connect. There is no restriction. This particular IP address should be able to connect like that. Okay, so you can give public endpoint here. So anybody can try to access it. Okay, public endpoint. Once you choose the public endpoint, you'll get a new option here, firewall rules. Okay, firewall rules. This is also important. So what is this? Allow Azure services and resources access the server. That means we are giving an exception for all Azure resources to make a connection to this SQL server. See, tomorrow you will be discussing Azure Data Factory or any other Azure service. Many times what will happen, one service will be accessing this particular database. For example, I'm deploying a website in Azure. So the website might be trying to access my SQL database or some other studio program, okay, data factory program, anything inside any component of Azure, it can access this database without having any issues. Okay, for that, I will keep it yes. Okay, I'll keep it yes. That means I'm giving a access exception for all Azure related services. I request all of you to mute, please. Next is add current client IP address. Okay, that means your current IP, you are using a PC, right, to access this one. We are adding this particular client IP address. Okay, choose that also. Yes. Okay, choose that also. Yes.
So I am facing an issue. All these options are disabled for in my case.
No, you have to choose public endpoints, then only it will come. Choose
no, actually, this option is not available. That network connectivity, when I am going to networking tab, this network connectivity, that option is not available. Can you once again please show the basic configuration so that the necessary changes I can make?
Yes.
Just once the basic information, basic configuration.
Okay, these two things is you have to be changed in networking. Okay, so I'll just share it so others can just follow it. So, sir, I'll just show you what we have done. I'm not checking the chat actually. So if you have doubts, you can ask in them. Yeah. So, sir, before this, basics is these are the things we have done in the basic. Okay. So we have just what is wrong with my this one? Keep crashing. Yeah, I think there is some issue with the Teams itself. Yeah. So as I said, sir, I was telling you, yeah, these are the basic options. A subscription, resource group, database, server.
Development, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Elastic pool, development, serverless.
Serverless, right.
Locally redundant storage.
Local, right.
That's it, sir. And if you come to networking, it should be available.
In the networking, I am getting only the firewalls rule, and that is disabled.
Sir, are you able to choose this public endpoint?
No, only private endpoint is there.
Okay, can you share that screenshot once in the chat? I'll check it.
Screenshot, right? Once again.
Yes. Okay, so others will try deploying it because we have to discuss some more things. So
after
you have to choose both.
Will it be showing like Helvin server / my server name?
Shraddha ma'am, I have a request to you. Please follow with me. So if you deploy, if you don't choose the option which I'm telling, it will be very difficult for helping you later. Yeah. So see what I'm doing here. I'm going to choose it no. Okay. For me, my case, all of you please keep it yes. I will choose it no.
I have pasted the screenshot on the chat.
Yeah, Shashank, could you please check that screenshot? Yeah. So I am choosing it no. Okay, all of you have to use it yes. Okay, I will just keep it no. I will tell you what happens if you don't allow your current IP address. Okay, I just want to show you what error I will get and how to fix it. Okay. Yeah. So all of you should use yes. I'm just keeping no. Then TLS. Okay, transport layer socket. So this one protocol is might be default. It will be the latest. I mean, highest 1.2. Keep it. And security. Okay. No changes. Okay. Apart from the basics and networking, you don't have to make any changes. Absolutely no changes. But I will just tell you what is what. That's it. Okay. For your information purpose. Okay. So you can add Microsoft Defender for this SQL. Okay. So that you have to pay separately because we are not choosing it. Ledger means in accounting, ledger is like entries. Okay. For all transaction happen. So ledger is open mean every changes happens in your data. It will be coded somewhere. So you can understand if somebody tamper your database, like ma'am was asking about security feature. Okay, so this is like a extra security feature you have to apply on your database ledger. Again, it will be costly affair, so you don't have to do it. Okay, server identity normally we use if you want to access it from a central management. Okay, if multiple resources are there, if you want to identify your server easily, you can configure a specific server identity. Okay, so all these are advanced settings. We are not changing any of this. Okay, so always encrypted. That is also off by default. No need to change anything. Okay, so we are not really worried about security perspective here. But see the point what I am trying to tell you. See, there are a lot of options in a real-time scenario that you can apply to ensure security on your cloud. So it's not like anybody can come and access your things. No, it is highly sensitive. And Azure is a big tech giant, so they do have a lot of options here. But again, it's up to you, the administrator. It's up to you, the person who's configuring it. So that is what I was trying to tell to ma'am previously. So if you are somebody is configuring it in wrong way, okay, security is not enabled, then it is hackable, right? It is compromising security. But you do have a lot of option to make it secure. That is the point. Okay. Then go next.
Sir, I have a request. In the networking tab, we just made Azure services and client IP, yes. And after that, maybe I missed something. Did we adjusted nothing? Okay, then security tab directly.
Yeah, security, nothing to be changed. I was just explaining it. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. And additional settings, if we go next. Okay, there also you can see some option. Okay, here I would like to tell you about one option, data source.
Excuse me, sir. In the networking, when we were doing this IP address and we have selected yes for both Azure services and access, then connection policy was there. You have to choose default in that. There are three options.
You don't have to change anything. You don't have to change anything.
Just I have to come on security after that.
Yes. Don't need to change anything here.
So we can go through the button here, next security, or we have to choose from the tab upwards.
Anything, both are fine.
Okay,
you can go like this also. Yes, both are the same. Just navigation. So in the additional settings, you can see this. There is some option, data source. Okay, this I would like to explain you because this you can use later. Okay, so for now, keep it none only. So what is there? Do you want to use this database for backup purpose? Okay, if you choose this, you will get some additional options. Or do you want to use this with some sample databases? Like, if you choose the sample database, you'll get a message here. Adventure Works LT. That means they will already create a sample database there with some tables in it. Okay, so that you can experiment on it. You want to do DML operations, everything, you can do it. Otherwise, if you're going with none, there won't be no tables. You have to first create the table, then you have to insert the data, so and so. Okay, so what is the advantage of data source? If you want to just do some operations, you can just go with the sample data. Okay, so Azure will give you with some sample data. Like classic models we have, right? We always use it for database related operations. Like that, you can go with sample. So later when you try, you can try with sample also. I'm going with none. Okay, I'm going with none option. Okay. Some of you, if you want to try sample, absolutely fine, no issue. The idea, it will be generated some built-in data. Okay, predefined data already will be there in your database on which you can do the experiments. That's it. Then go to next. Okay, you can see tags option. So can anybody tell what is the use of tag? Tag is common for all resources, right? What is the use of tag?
For indexing. It's an identifier.
Yeah, identifier. Perfect. So any computing resource, any resource, cloud resource on Azure has this option tag in the second last configuration option. Basically, this is for a metadata. Okay, so my server name I given as Helbin server, right? But sometimes I may not give my server name. I may not name it a Helbin DB. It could be DB123 server, could be server 123. So later, when we look at the cost part of it, or when the dashboard part of your cloud, this tags will help you to identify it. Okay, for example, I can give name, okay, team, value, I can give team A, or I can give name, developer, value, I can give the developer name. So later, when the consolidation, the company look at the consolidation overview of the resources, they can easily identify who created what resource for what purpose. Okay, so tag is nothing but metadata for your cloud resources. Okay, so it's optional, you don't have to use it, but I'm telling you, this is the advantage of it. Yes. Then next you can go to review and create. Please make sure you are seeing a amount less than 500 rupees here. Okay, please make sure you're seeing a amount less than 500 rupees here. This is a request from my side. Don't directly go and create it. It's always important to review it. So here you can review everything. Okay, you can region, you can see the database name, you can see server name, you can see authentication, you can see admin login name, you can see. Okay, this login name and the password you're given, you should remember it because we are going to log in later. Okay, yeah. So for your review in network, it will be yes. Okay, it will be yes for you, but I intentionally kept it no. Okay,
sir, in my screen only name and value is showing. The resources is not showing. Name and value, what I will give in tag option?
Don't give anything in tag option, ma'am. Just go to next, review and create.
But it is not coming review and create, it's coming apply.
Review and create won't come if you have already created, ma'am.
Okay.
If you come to the last tab, you will see this.
Okay. That's why. Okay.
So yeah, so you can see this all this option, then you can click create. That's it. Okay. So I emphasized on some settings. Okay, I am emphasizing on some setting. Networking, I told you these are the things. Additionally, I would like to tell you this additional settings. Okay, there is one option for data source. These are the some important settings you need to know. Data source. There you can see none is there. Backup is there. Then you have a sample. Okay, we have gone with none, but you can experiment this sample also. So my deployment is in progress. I hope everybody's deployment in progress. If you get deployment error, there is one and only reason, that is your region is exceeded, quota limit exceeded. Okay, if validation is not working out, that means you have done something wrong in the basic settings. Okay, that is where validation is failing. So you can go back and check the basic settings. If deployment is failing, then you have to change the region. Just understand, it's common for all the resources. 99% of the time, your deployment will fail because of quota exceeded. There could be other reasons also. Okay, so let the deployment get completed. So meanwhile, I hope all of you have installed SSMS. If you go to your start menu, if you search SSMS, you can see SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, make sure you have installed this. So now deployment is completed. Go to resource. Okay, so this overview page is common for all resources. You can see all the major details there. Okay, if you zoom in little, you can see status is online. Okay, that means it is deployed successfully. Okay, then auto pause delay. That means if you're not using it for a particular 1 hour, it will pause. What is the pricing tier? It is serverless. Okay, then you can use server name. Okay, this is a server name using which you can access your particular server. Imagine in your VM, we were using the IP address, right? So instead of IP address, here we are going to use a server name to connect to this server. Okay, before showing that, I would like to show you how you can access your DB and perform an operation without using a software, without using any client software, without using any SSMS. How can I do that? Go to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See the fifth option. Query editor. Query editor. So this is what I told you in the beginning. Since Azure also Microsoft product, SQL Server also Microsoft product, we are getting this feature here, which is very, very convenient. Okay, click on this query editor. See, it is asking for your login credentials. Login credentials of your SQL Server. SQL Server authentication credentials. Okay, so I am going to type my password. Test @ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm clicking OK. Okay, so most of you, all of you must be logged in, but I am not able to log in. All of you must be able to log in. I am not able to log in, even though I entered correct password. Even though I entered correct password, I am not able to access it. This is the important point here. Even if a server is having public endpoint, it's important.
Is coming cannot open server else requested by the login. Current client with IP address is not allowed to access the server.
Yes, because you didn't choose that option which I told you to choose. So how to fix it, I will tell you, ma'am. Okay. So that is why I tell when I'm telling the option, it's important to follow the steps. Okay. So I did it intentionally to show you this error. I know some of you must get this error.
Sir,
okay.
Sir, this SSMS downloading is fine, but it is not installing properly. Always it is showing error.
Okay. So we can address it in the afternoon, ma'am. Don't worry. For
no,
time
no, no.
being,
You just show me the page from where, the link URL from where are you downloading this SSMS?
I only shared that link, ma'am. This is the link. Okay, this is the link. I have shared you the direct download link.
But I am not able to see the chat. Whatever you are, posting here, I am not able to see anything.
Don't worry, ma'am.
I don't know why, but I'm not able to see the chat information.
Yeah, I can see a lot of screenshots.
Same thing. That's why lot of screen are opening. That's why.
Okay, so I have shared that link again to download SSMS. And do not worry SSMS. Okay, it's a very simple procedure.
Excuse me,
just
sir.
pay attention.
Sir, in
once
security,
you understand it.
Sir, in security,
let me please finish it, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you know the steps, you can do it by your own. It's not a problem. Some of you will still get error to install SSMS. I know that. Some system may require restart. Some system may not have .NET. Okay, all these things may come. Don't worry about it. You will address your queries in the afternoon session. Okay, so let me just finish this process.
Sir, can you please tell me what we have to choose in ledger and security, not figure or configure ledger?
No need to change anything in security. Go with default settings.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we have changed only basic networking. That's it. So why this is not coming? I haven't allowed my particular IP address. Okay, what you see here is my IP address. Okay, it is not allowed. So sometimes you need to allow others also to access your server. So how to do that? Okay, go to the overview. Okay, go to the overview. See here, set firewall. Okay, set server firewall. Okay, I'm just telling you by mistake, if you forgot to add that client access to your server while you're configuring it, later how to set up the firewall. Okay, so set firewall. Go to overview, top option, set firewall. Okay, select a network. Come down. You can see firewall rules option. Overview, set server firewall. In that page, what you're getting, firewall rules option. Okay. So add your client IP address. Add your client IP address. Azure is giving you so much ease of access actually. You don't have to manually edit it. Just click it here. This is automatically added. Okay, so those who given S during the settings, then no need to do it. It will be already added. You can see it will be already added. Okay, so those are not able to log in even after you're using correct username and password. You have to go to firewall settings and click it, add client IP address. Then you can just save it. Okay, I'll repeat again.
Where I will get the firewall option?
I'm repeating again. Overview. Okay.
Then it is coming. Your unsaved edits will be discarded. Okay, korbo.
Elvin's DB, I think this one. Yeah, once you come to your database, okay, overview, then you'll see the set server firewall. Okay. One set server firewall, you have to add here, add your client IP address and save it. Don't forget to save it, please. Okay. So now let me try again, go to Core Editor and try to access it. Okay. I'm trying to access my database. Okay. Elvis DB. Okay. Query editor. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Query editor. Okay. So now let me log in again. Test at the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Click OK.
Query editor. Where is query editor?
You can see here. Okay, so what this feature is given by Microsoft to directly access without having any client software installed. Okay, so login time you may get 2 errors. One error is obviously your password is wrong. Second error is your IP address restriction. So the IP address restriction you can fix it by adding it in the firewall. Okay.
Query edited is not coming.
Okay, so see, I'll just show you. Suppose if you close this one, okay, suppose I close this tab. Okay, how do I go back to my this one again, server again? You can just go to SQL databases. You can see 48 record. Okay, 48 people are trying with me. I can see. Okay, there are 2. This one. Let's see. I think this one is correct. Okay, so let's take this database. Yeah, you will get queried.
Yes.
Okay, so it's already logged out. So I'll again log. Okay, so let's go and create a database here. Okay, so database no need to create. It will be already default database will be there. Let's go and create a table here. Okay, so how to create a table? You know that can use create table query. So directly type it and run it here. Okay,
Sir,
create.
Excuse me, sir. In set server firewall, what am I supposed to do?
If you come down, there will be add client IP address option. Under the IP rules, there will be add client IP address.
Add your client, huh? So what am I supposed to do here? Just add.
Yes.
Login failed. It's showing login failed.
Okay. I have clicked that one. Add your client IPv4 address that I have added. Then
yes,
save.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, then what am I supposed to do afterward?
Go to Core Editor, man. Go to Core Editor and we are creating a table. Once you go to Core Editor, it will ask for authentication.
Where? I'm not getting.
Yes. Login and password I have given, but it's coming login failed to the user.
Man, that's why I was telling you. One second. Login failed because your login username or password might be incorrect. That is the login failed option is correct. Yeah.
But that I have written.
You can go to this left side pane. You can see this Core Editor, 5th option. Once you select your database, in the left side pane, you can see overview, activity log, tags, diagnosis, and Core Editor.
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Sir,
yes, sir. Please ask.
Diagnose and solve problems. Then where? I'm not getting co-editor.
Yes, query editor.
I'm not getting that one. Is that under overview? Is it under overview?
One second, ma'am. One second. Can you just check this? You should be able to see like this. Okay, this means Helvin server. Okay, Helvin's DB. That means under the server, I am on this DB. So you should be on the DB page, not on the server page.
Okay, so that means I need to click SQL database page.
Database, exactly. On the SQL database pages, you have to see this.
So where we have
query editor. Okay, I got it. Query editor, right, sir?
Set the firewall, sir.
One second, ma'am. Firewall, no need to set for everybody. Only those who have problem in login have to set it. Okay, ma'am, I have showed it twice.
Go to query editor.
Yes.
After opening the database, I can go to directly to that.
Yes, you can go. Sir, one sir was asking some questions. Sir, could you please tell it?
Sir. Actually, whenever we are facing that login error due to some IP mismatch, we are adding it to the server, right?
Yes, correct.
That IP is fixed for whole time, or it will be changed whenever we are going to change in the next time also. Then we need to perform this time.
No. See that from Azure point of view, what you added will remain there. But imagine you are switching your internet connection. Okay, you are switching from that time you have to add that also. Yes.
Each and every time we need to whenever we are connecting as we are in a dynamic IP configuration, whenever we are trying to connect to it, we need to add it, right?
Yes. Otherwise, you can also do something. You can give a range of IP address. There you see a from and to option in that set firewall rule. There you can give a range of IP address.
Actually, right now I am at my home, but tomorrow I will be at my office. So that time I need to add that IP address once again.
Correct. It's a valid question. So, suppose if I want you to share my database. Okay, imagine I want to give you access. So what will I have if I give the login access also, IP address also, you won't be able to connect it. Okay, because your IP is not added in my firewall rule. So that question is very well valid. So what you can do, you can set the firewall rule such a way 0002, 255, 255, 255. Like that you can give. So all IPs will be allowed. Or if your organization have a subnet mask, then you can specify that.
Right.
Yes.
That time we need to configure the firewall like that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Very good question.
Thank you.
So let's quickly create a simple one. So I'll give here ename, varchar 35. Then I'll give maybe salary integer. Okay, that's it. I hope you can see my screen. I'm just writing a query here, simple query. Okay. Then just click the run button here. Click the run button here. Okay, so you can see here, query succeeded. Okay, that means we have successfully created the table. So how do I see the table is created or not? In the left side, you can see an explorer. The tables, views, stored procedure. I hope all of you are familiar with the concept. We can create views also, tables also, procedures also, if you are working with PLSQL. So if I click on this expand table, okay, you will see the dbo.emp. Okay, so that means the EMP table is created. So most of the time, okay, if you're not familiar with SQL, MS SQL, you might have this doubt, what is DBO? It is nothing but a default schema. Okay, so MySQL don't have this schema thing actually. So SQL Server have this thing. It is DBO mean database owner. It's a default schema. You don't have to worry about it. You can just use it like normally only because default schema is DBO. So if you are writing default schema query, you can directly use it as usual. Okay, for example, I'll write here. You can write here itself, or you can add a new query here. Okay, it will open a new tab. So I'll add a new query here.
Semicolon is optional, right?
Yes, not an issue. Yes, not an issue. Select start from EMP. Okay, so when I'm typing EMP, you can see it is suggesting.
Your
1 second.
New screen is not visible, sir. It is stopped at employee bracket open.
Is my screen visible for everybody, Corey 2, and is it visible for anybody?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, visible. Yeah, ma'am, check your internet connection, ma'am. Just try rejoining. Maybe. Yeah. So if I run this, okay, query succeeded, 0 rows because nothing is there. Yeah, nothing is there, right? So nothing is there. So I added a first I created a query here. Here itself we can edit it, not an issue. Okay. So, but I added a new query because there's a tab feature. You can switch between queries. So this is convenient from my point of view. So select star from EMP is working. So let's try inserting some into this EMP. Insert into EMP. Okay. And I can give what was the EMP name, comma, salary, I guess. Let me see which are the column names. EMP name and salary. Yes. C name and salary. Can give values. I'll give ename as Helvin. Salary as let's see 20,000. Yeah. So let me execute this. Okay, you can try any query. You can see query succeeded, affected one row. Okay, affected one row. Okay. So what I can do, I can just okay, comment this. You know, I hope you know commenting in SQL. Okay, so I'll comment it, and I'll just do select star from EMP. Okay, don't worry about the suggestion. I'm telling again, if you give dbo.emp also it will work. If you directly give emp also it will work because since we are in the same schema, okay, default schema will be dbo. Okay, I'm not going into detail, but yeah, you can just run it. You can see here the result is coming. Okay, so do this and share your screenshot in the chat. All those who got query editor. So I remember when we were setting up this database, I told you in the data source, there is an option to give sample, right?
Sir,
sample
done.
DB. Yeah, very good, man. Sample DB, if you've chosen sample DB, then you'll see here, okay, DBO EMP. Other than there will be some more tables automatically will generated. Okay, so you can work on that also. Okay, if you have chosen sample DB. Okay, so this is the idea. Then I will show you some options here. You can see, you can explore, you can expand it and see the column names and that structure. I mean, definition of the column you can see here. Okay, null means it is allowing null values. Okay, if it is a primary key, it will be like not null. Okay, so there is one interesting feature here. Suppose you don't know how to write query also, you can interact with your database and you can see the things. So Microsoft Azure is providing you a GUI for this. Okay, so click on these three dots. See here, select top 1000 rows. Okay, select top 1000 rows. Click on these three dots. You can see the select top 1000 rows. If you click that, see automatically a query is generated. Okay, select top 1000 star from dbo.emp. Okay, so manually you can write a query, select star from EMP, no issue, or you can go to the three dots, you can try the select top 1000 row. And which query will I use to update this data? Can anybody tell me which query will I use to update this data? I want to change this Helvin into something else. Which query will I use?
Update.
Absolutely. Yes.
Update set.
Yeah. Yes, very good. So DML command will use, right? But see, there is a wonderful feature here. You don't even have to write a query here. Click this edit data. Click this edit data. Okay. You can just come and edit here. Okay. You don't even have to write a query. So how interesting is that? For example, I'm telling you, click here, click edit data. Okay. Preview. Then see, I can even add a new row here, or I can edit here. For example, I'll change it into Helvin MG. Okay. Then I will add a new row also here. Okay, I'll add here Shashank. Okay, so I can just add it like this. So this is equal to insert into table name query. Okay, so GUI interface, graphical user interface is coming here. Okay, so but make sure you click save button. You click save button. So if I come back to my query again, if I run this query, so previously this was the output. Results is the output. If I click run
Sir,
again.
Can we roll back also? Like for DML commands here, can we roll back?
No. Rollbacking, if you want to do, then you have to start your transaction map. You have to use DTL.
Yes.
Otherwise, default rollbacking is not there.
Okay.
Only if you set transaction, you can roll back. Same as the same rules were, nothing new here. Everything is same, but only we are using a cloud for it. Yes. So some interesting features are this. Okay, you can select directly using this UI option. You can even edit DML command. That is your update and delete. You can do from this also. Or if you manually want to do, absolutely we can do. For example, I'm commenting this. I want to delete the row. I can delete. Same command. Okay. Delete from EMP. I can give where actually there is no ID, nothing. So I'll give salary. Okay, 2000, 20,000.
Sir, just want to tell you something. Like only DML we can do like this. For DDL we can't. For DDL also. For DDL, GUI test this feature
it is
not for DDL, right, sir?
No. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, DML you have GUI feature. DDL you don't directly have. Not like don't have, but yeah, as of now don't have. Yeah. So if I run this one, you can see query succeeded, affected one row. So you can do all these queries here. So if it is clear for all of you, just share the screenshot. Now I will show you how to do the same thing from SSMS. Okay, how to do the same thing from SSMS. Because you cannot always log into your Azure and access query editor. It may not be possible. And some people might not find it very convenient. It's a very small window. I want to write a long query. So I am comfortable with SSMS or like any other software, for example. Okay, so how do I do that? So this feature is available only for SQL Server, okay, SQL DB. If you're using MySQL DB, this query editor won't be there because MySQL is an open source tech. Okay, Microsoft don't have this fancy feature for that. In that case, what will you do? You have to connect with Workbench and do it. Okay, so similar way, how to connect to a third-party application and access your Azure database. Okay, is it clear for all? Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
Yes,
thank you. So you can go and explore it. Okay. So I'll just click. Okay. So as of my data, let's just see the data here. As of now, okay. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. I'll open a new page. Let's keep this page here. I'll just open a new tab. Okay. I want to see the overview page. Okay, so overview page is here. So go to your overview page. Copy the server name. Copy the server name. Go to your overview page. Copy the server name. Okay. Now go to Windows menu. Okay, search for SSMS and launch it. Those who couldn't install SSMS, I understand. Don't worry. We'll try to fix it in the afternoon session. Okay, because now it's almost 1:13. I'll just show it and finish it off. Okay. Yeah. So once you launch SSMS, you will be getting this screen. So if you are familiar with SSMS, you know that we can use localhost. If you have anything installed already, a server, SQL server installed, might not be because it's a paid software, right? So just like if you have a local host, you can connect to that. Okay. Otherwise, we are going to paste here. Okay. Second option, you see, you're going to paste your server name here. Okay. I will zoom and show you. Okay. Open SSMS. It will ask you for connect to server pop-up window. SQL server. Just paste your server name here. Okay. Authentication. You can see there are multiple authentication, but you have to choose SQL Server authentication. Okay, SQL Server authentication. Because we have configured SQL Server authentication. What is the login name? What login name you have given for your settings? What login name you have given for your SQL server? Okay, it is not server name. It's not DB name. It is your login credential. Okay, login username. In my case, it is Helvin. Then password, in my case, it is test@123. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3. Let's try connecting. Okay, so I'll try to click connect here. Remember password also you can give. Connect. So I'll just zoom out and show you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it will take 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, depending on internet connection, depending on PC speed, it will take some time. Don't worry about it. Okay. So sometimes you get an error. Okay, error means your login credentials are wrong. Okay, if you entered, then you will log into your SSMS. So in the left side, you can see Object Explorer. Okay, so I'm not going to explain you the IDE and all. It's very simple. You can see edit menu, menu tools and all is there. It's very similar to Workbench. Okay, if you have experience in Workbench, it's very similar to that. Okay, so this is your Explorer. Okay, so you can see here, Helvin server.database.windows.net. Okay, that is a server name. So that is connected, showing. Okay, so you can see here a disconnect button. You can say connect button. So it's already connected. If I click disconnect, it will be connection will be removed from my cloud. Okay, so how do we know US is connected or not? Okay, what you can do, you can click on this databases. Okay, you can see the database. Okay, somebody else has created a database in my server. Okay, don't do that. Create it in your server. So you can see Helvin DB is there, Helvin's DB is there, and Soma is there. There are 3 databases available inside this particular server. Which server? Helvin server.database.windows.net server. Okay, so now how do I see the content of this Helvin's DB? Okay, right click on this. Right click on this. You can see new query option. New query. Okay, so otherwise you can take new query from here also, but click on new query. You can see editor is opening up. Okay, there could be delays. Okay, don't worry, there could be delays, but it will open up. Okay, so let's try select star from EMP. Okay, I'll just zoom out. Okay, this is very inconvenient here. So select star from EMP is what I'm typing here. Okay, then I'll go to the execute button. You can see there, Shashank, ename, salary is coming. I'll zoom and show you. So basically, whatever your editor used there in the code editor in that cloud, the same thing you can do from here. Okay, so whatever this one I ended from there, code editor, because I removed that entry, Helvin I removed, right? So Shashank entry is showing here.
Sir, can you please repeat the login part?
SSMS login, sir?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no issue. I'll just disconnect it. Okay, if I disconnect it, you can see the windows coming again. Okay, so once you open SSMS, you will get this pop-up window. There you have to paste
server name. How you are getting that server name? Actually, we have taken a very small server name.
We have to take, we are getting it from the overview, sir. Show you.
Overview,
go to
right?
Your overview. You can see the server name. Got it, sir?
1 minute, sir, please.
Yeah.
The server overview. Okay.
Yes. So then just you have to paste your server name. Okay. Choose SQL Server Authentication. Your login credentials, which you set up when you're setting up the server. SQL authentication, you must have chosen the login, name, and password. Connect. That's it, sir. So I'm repeating for all those who are not couldn't log in. Okay, those who logged in, you can do some operation. You can insert data from here SSMS and you can go check it in the cloud. Okay, you can even do TTL command. You can alter and try adding a column, anything, any valid command you can do. Okay, so I'll connect again.
Sir, here what login credentials do we need to enter for SSMS?
Your login credentials, man. When you are creating your SQL server, we have given their SQL authentication, right? Username and password. That
yes.
Username and password.
Okay.
Sir, I am getting an error that Windows login are not supported in this version of SQL Server. Microsoft SQL Server error.
Sir. 1 second, sir. It is not Windows login, sir. You have to choose SQL log authentication.
No, SQL login is there. I have selected SQL Server authentication only.
Okay. Then when you're creating your server, have you given Entra authentication?
Sorry? At the creation of the server?
What type of authentication have you chosen?
Let me check, sir.
That is the issue. We should choose there also SQL authentication while login also SQL authentication.
SQL authentication I have chosen, I think. Let me check.
That is it. Okay, you'll see that, sir. So let me show you an example. So how to get this query window? I'll just I won't save it. Okay. No. So just expand it. Once you connected, I'm repeating. Okay, expand your databases. You can see all the databases. Okay, which database you want to work? Right click, click on that. Right click. You'll see new query. Click new query. Then you can write your query. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to insert from here and I'm going to see in my server whether it is inserted or not. So insert into EMP. Okay. I think ename comma salary. Values. I'll give ABC. Okay, some test and I'll give salary 0. Okay. So here you can see that we can write the query here. Okay, so before executing, what will I do? I'll just go to my core editor and verify what is there. Yes, so this is my core editor. So I'll just run here, select star. You can see there is only one record, Shashank. Right. So now I am coming to my SSMS and I'll execute this query. You can see that one row affected. Okay, I'll zoom and show you this font is by default, it's small. So settings, yeah. You can see one row affected. So from SSMS, I'm pushing the data. From SSMS, I'm pushing data into my Helvins DB. Okay, let's go and check whether it is reached there, is reflecting there or not. So let me run again. Good,
sir,
very good. You can just share the screenshot.
Get the login name, sir. So login name कैसे करना है SSMS में?
What login name you have given, ma'am? See, when I'm doing the step, I
we
told
have
you.
Used that Helvin and test @ 1 2 3.
No. That is mine, ma'am. Which one you have given for your server?
For
Don't
the
use
server.
Helvin. Yes, when you're creating a server, you added a server, you given the SQL authentication, you entered a username and password. I told you 2-3 times to note it down. Okay, so you can, 1 second, I'll just finish this. So you can see that it is reflecting here. Likewise, you can do operation here and you can see there. If at all, if it is not reflecting in SSMS, imagine, okay, it is not, you are doing some change here. It's not reflecting in SSMS. Suppose, okay, sometimes this happens. So what you can do, you have a refresh button here. Okay, you have a refresh button here. So you can just refresh that. Okay, Explorer. If at all is not coming, changes are not doing, then you can just do the refresh button. Okay, so you can try DDL commands, you can try any commands. Those who successfully able to connect and perform a query, take a screenshot of this SSMS and share it in the chat. Those who are able to log in, just take a screenshot of the SSMS.
I've shared my other screenshot that I've done.
Somebody was asking me from where I forgot my username. Where do I get it? It's very simple. Go to your overview page. Okay. There, if you go to this query editor, you can see that your login name will be coming there default. So what is coming here? This is your login name. When you're opening query editor, what is coming there? That is your login name. So don't use Helvin and TestOther, right? That is for my server. You have to use your server's login credentials.
So how can we change in my window? Your Helvin is coming. So how can I change it to mine only?
Type it, ma'am. Just type your whatever username you are given. You can type it there. That's it.
I haven't given a username, I think.
Then I think you haven't downloaded properly.
Yes.
You're using my server. See, I told all of you.
So I have to reconfigure the thing again.
No, reconfigure won't help. You have to repeat the full steps. See here, when we are discussing the basic settings, I told you in the server, create new, and you have to create a server with SQL authentication. So what must have happened in your case, ma'am? You have gone with my server without creating new. So never mind, you can try login to my server. I don't have any issue with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can replace it somewhere. Yes. Between now, can I replace it? How?
Replacing won't be possible because you already chosen your DB. So you can redeploy. I mean, you can again create a resource.
Okay, I have to create I have to do the process all over again.
Yes. Because what happened? DB is created already. You decided to be in it on my server, right? So now changing the server is not possible.
Okay. Yeah. But it's not working with your password also.
What password you tried, ma'am?
That test@1234578.
Can anybody tell me why ma'am is not able to log into my server? Even after using correct username and password?
Because we have not added her IP address is not added in your database.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how can I do that?
Yeah. You cannot do anything because it's my server, right? So what I can do, I will do one thing in the server firewall rules. Okay. I'll just add a rule saying that it will consider all the IP address. Yeah, I don't know your IP address. I can add your IP address alone. Okay, so this is not advisable. Okay, this is just to this one. Okay, because if you do like this, then anybody can try login.
Okay.
Yes. So this is actually I don't follow, ma'am. Could you ask in English? Yeah. So, ma'am, now you can try. Possibly you will be able to log into my server. Okay. So that's it for today. So I hope all of you. Let me check the chat. Okay, I can see. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please ask.
Sir, actually, I missed out, maybe the 5-10 minutes conversation, and I can see my server. It is already existing there, but then I don't know how, you opened that SQL database. So can you just lead me to that?
Okay. Please,
sir, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Can we leave now, sir? If you have done your task.
No, you cannot leave. That is what I was able to tell. So please stay back. Yeah. Sashudhan will be telling you a few things. Okay. Morning also some of you had issues with LMS, so that will be addressed here. So, ma'am, those who missed out, what you can do, you can join in that 2 o'clock session or 2:30, whatever time is it. I will just help you with that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So.